right, hello, welcome to Grim and Perilous Plays. We are playing Heart, the City Beneath tonight, continuing our Ode to Meat campaign. I don't know. Do we have a title for it? Like Ode to Meat,
Beating the meat trunk.
beating the
Nice
meat
to
truck.
meet you.
Nice to
Meat
to
trunk.
meet you. Okay,
Meet cute.
meet cute, meet
Our
cute.
meet and greet.
The go live notification says meet Dimitri the meat tree.
Oh my, that's a lot. If someone can come up with a better
That's
name,
too much meat, is what you're saying?
We have
You
the
can't handle all the meat.
It's what's for dinner?
Hmm.
Oh no, that's beef.
I had Thai food.
Nice. We did a breakfast for dinner thing, so that's what we did.
Ooh, I do love a good
Yeah.
breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
Leftover pizza.
Well, it was good talking. We'll see you all in a couple weeks.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
No. Let's keep playing. So this is our second proper session. We've had a session 0. We've done some delving. We did a bunch of weird things last time. Got to mess around with some delve mechanics, and yeah, we're going to continue that tonight. Why don't we go ahead and just do some intros? Also, most of you, I think, completed at least one, if not two beats from last week, so you might have gotten some new stuff. If you care to share what you took as part of your new abilities, please do. If you want to keep it secret, because you want to spring it on the group, that's fine as well. We'll start with Adam. Adam, you're up.
I'm sharing what I gained, or oh wait, no, the
Intro.
normal.
You can tell us
thing,
about your
like-
character.
yeah.
You could tell us what you took as a new ability, that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, yeah, my name's Adam, and I'm playing Esme, and I'm so happy to meet all of you. I am the local mender. I am a deep apiarist, and I love my little bees. They're so much fun, and we just got back from an adventure. It was fantastic. It was amazing, and we're going to have some more, I bet, and everything's going to be great. I have a few new tricks up my sleeve. I am able to make parts for machines to repair them out of wax. And now I kind of know things about machines. And so I gained the technology domain. And then, sometimes I get a little tuckered out. And, if it's just too much, I can go to sleep and my bees will drive me.
So wait, you like basically go comatose, your beast take over and control you?
Yeah.
Right on.
But when it happens, his
they're
bees
such
say
lovely little
assuming direct
creatures.
control.
Yeah, you might get to meet them if that ever happens. Get to meet them.
Gotcha.
Well, that would be nice.
He muted himself, so it like ruined the effect and everything. That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Steven. You'll get it next time. That's okay. Good hustle.
Well, that
Good hustle.
would. It's too late.
All right. Chuck, who are you? What'd you get? You know how it works.
Yeah, I'm Chuck. I'm playing Lucius, our heretic, faithful servant of the meat tree. For my advancement I took, as I finished up one beat last session, I went ahead and took, what was it, Tome of Knowledge. It gave me access to a new domain. I don't remember what domains I had before, but now I'm up to 4 domains instead of 3, so it's very exciting. Also, I've completely forgotten what voice I was using, and I don't think that was the voice I wanted anyway, so I'm going to get a few more drinks in me, and I'm just going to experiment tonight and see what sticks.
Okay, I like it. Maybe that is the thing. Maybe your character never has the same voice twice.
Yeah.
And you're constantly
He's
changing,
always
constantly
played by
shifting.
different actors. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, we're like a soap
I would
opera.
watch that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe this is like a theatrical production, and just like we're constantly bringing in different people. Tonight,
New luscious.
The meat of our life, like
Tonight, the role of Luscious will be played by Helen Mirren. And so just do your Helen Mirren impression.
I am Helen Mirren. I am your dead wife.
I am your dead wife.
I vote that tonight Luscious is Nick Cage.
Doing it, Cage?
Do you have?
Oh,
do you have...
I'm Nick Cage and I'm crazy as shit. Look at my bad hair. Ah! There you go.
Okay.
Note to
That,
self, work on the Nick Cage.
that was
Oh, Ashley
That was
is
Chuck.
in chat. That's
all right.
me.
Moving it over.
Hi.
We're gonna move over to Mike. Mike, tell us about Dante.
Yeah, so I'm Mike. I'm playing Dante the Hound. Um, let's see here. So since the last time he lost his Hound companion, I have now gained that I am the Marshal now. So look at me. Look at me. I am the Marshal now. Which helps me compel people. And when I enter a landmark, I can learn of injustices, threats, or dangers, or things that are just worrying people. And they may pay me to help fix those things. So it's a nice ability. But now that we're one hound down, I do have my second minor ability is double duty, which is a minor ability for a major ability, which for the forewarned and forearmed. So now I get to pick 2 benefits from that instead of just the one. So that way we can be even more prepared for delves. But yeah, so those were the things I picked.
Right on. Right on. I heard that we were just going to be doing like social encounters from here on out. I think because everyone's like about they're so prepared for delves and killing and fighting. Like, I mean, just do social encounters.
Marshall did give me compel skills, so I can help with that.
You're prepared.
I'm ready.
Everything.
Everyone else is screwed.
Yeah. All right, bottom row. Steven, tell us about Zenobe.
Zenobe. Hello, everyone. I'm Steven. Zenobe is a dark elf junk mage. He's got a nice billowy wizard hat. He's got tons of pouches and bandoliers and robes just overflowing with steampunk goodness. And unlike Chuck, I do remember the voice I used. However, I do agree it's not the voice I meant to use, but I'm committed, so we'll keep going forward. As for abilities, I don't think last week I used a single one of my abilities, and I'm going to keep them all close to my vest and see if I use any of them at all this week. Why would I need to use a spell if I don't have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but no, I mean, other than that, yeah, sure.
I'm conserving spell slots.
That's good. That's good. You really don't get that many in this game. A very, very small amount. All right, finally, we've got Jeremy. Jeremy, tell us about Malik.
Well, I will resume my same voice, although I haven't been coughing for 3 days straight, so it's a little bit different. I'm an old penitent cleaver. I'm trying to walk a new path, and I have learned the call of the wild, which gives me the wild domain and something else fun that I'll show later.
All right. I look forward to hopefully having that happen. I haven't actually looked at your new abilities. I only have your beats, so I really don't know what you're doing. So I will be just as surprised. So it should be fun. Okay, so let's do it. Last session was our first real session. You were in Bleeding Hollow, the name of our sanctum, characterized most notably by the meat tree, that to which all give thanks. And during morning matins, when you were giving that thanks, you were approached by Archon Jamit to investigate a problem, because there have been some missing animals in the sanctum. Even a child worker named Bashar has gone missing, and the hound that was originally tasked with looking into it has now also gone missing. And a lot of the meat workers union, who some of the people in the town are a little nervous and leery about you all. So Jamet approached you and asked for this help, and you all agreed. Your investigations led you to an Ilfir named While the Fly Stings, who was said to be very abusive towards Bashar and other workers in the union. You eventually made it to a derelict cottage outside of the haven, and you saw signs of feathers and other fowl and stuff like that. The cottage also had hidden underneath it this ancient stairway that circled deep beneath the Bleeding Hollow, kind of rotating and shifting around the root stems and such beneath the tree. You delved inside. You found a bunch of massive carvings along the way of these ancient faces. You found a pack of cleavers, some of whom Malik actually recognized, who appeared to have their minds like were broken in some way. Esme actually ate a clue of worms that had just like come out of one of them. You also found an inverted temple that was like kind of pinned to the ceiling of a cavern by some tree roots. And there was a flightless owl colony and a queen that likely took all your animals and the kid and everything. And before you were able to task them, like you're climbing up the roots to try to get into the temple, where the root kind of uncoiled, and you realize that half the root was this massive like worm or snake. You fought that for a bit till you kind of scared it away, or at least made it kind of dive and burrow into the earth and disappear. You had some kind of prayer and plan that brought the temple down and just crushed and destroyed all the owls inside of it. Kind of searched around, found Bashar. Unfortunately, the hound friend of Dante's was partially consumed already and being pecked and given to little fledgling owls. And then you kind of worked your way back. Now, we're not going to do the full delve back. We're just going to say we're going to start up right as we return to the Bleeding Hollow. And you've got Bashar with you. As you come back, you can see people have gathered around the meat tree. A small bit of like people start talking here, like they've returned. People see like one of you might be carrying Bashar was wounded, or maybe you're not, whatever. But you see a crowd forms. A lot of the meat workers union who have been fearful, kind of aloof around you all because you're very peculiar, are kind of giving you thanks, reaching out, kind of grabbing your arm. They're giving you meat prayers and whatnot. Amongst the party, amongst this throng of people that are gathered as you're retelling, you're asking questions here and there, that Elfir comes up while the fly stings, and kind of greets you all, says thank you for this, and turns to Bashar and he says, "Now, back to work with you. You know what you did wrong." And you see Bashar get like this sullen look on his face. "What do we do when you do not pay attention to your duties?" And so you see Bashar like very sheepishly kind of extend his hands out, like paws down, and while the fly stings, just grabs a switch and starts whacking him like a Catholic nun. Like, yes, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do not attend to your duties.
You simultaneously another handle grab for the other one.
Okay, so Lucius, like you grab the switch as it happens, and then as he's swinging, and then Malik, what do you do?
This is a very poor way to follow. This is a deeply motivated child.
What do you know of how we function within the Mudworkers Union? This is how we work. This is how we get the best out of those who are here. If he had not run off, he would not have been taken, or whatever it is that happened. No, this is how they learn.
Well,
I can Elfir to beat those underneath them.
I would call into question any of your knowledge. I mean, flies, they bite.
What is this? What is the meaning of this? Get off me! I am supervisor, and this is one of my
Motivate
workers.
with fear. You will only earn enough work to avoid your punishment.
I want to
You will
snatch
get the
that
least
switch
of
out his
efforts.
hand.
Okay. So you try to snatch. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. Since you're trying to snatch it, let's do a little test then, as he's kind of gripping onto it at this point. Oops, sorry. Pulling up my list of skills so I should remember.
Jeff,
What is this?
your wife. We have a new special bit reward for tonight.
What is this? I was not briefed on this. What is this new rule you're talking about?
Betrayal of the highest order.
How
Here, I'm
dare
gonna-
he?
right there.
Oh God, what is it? If I'm a bit so
500
Jeff use a pun and just be happy about it. I'm not good at making puns up on the spot like this. This is not what I'm good at. Okay, I will think about it.
Okay.
Let me get a roll together.
That's why he doesn't like puns. He's not as good at it.
I have many other things going on, you silly little man. Okay.
That's back how it's supposed to be.
Let's say let's just do Haven and probably kill if you want to roll that, as you want to snatch this out. 500 bits to make Jeff use a pun and be happy about it. That's ridiculous.
The and be happy about it is great.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I do not know if I can be happy about it. I am French, therefore I cannot be happy. There's a success. Okay, at cost. Okay, so we'll say what happens is like you grab the switch, and then he just with his other hand, he'll just cold cock you. Like he'll just
Oh my God.
swing around as how dare you, and he just takes the fist right to your jaw. So let's see. We're in it'll be probably a D6 worth of stress. We'll say just take 3 points blood stress.
Okay. Has our stress reset since last session?
No, it is not.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, that's
Okay.
enough out of you. That is wholly inappropriate.
Inappropriate? What do you know of inappropriate? What have you aided? What have you done to you've done nothing. You go off on these adventures. You. How dare you? We are the ones who make sure the meat tree stays blooming. We are the ones who make sure that those within here feed and feast. You are nothing but some fancy boy, fancy girls, silly folks running around fancy dancing. No.
I am a holy servant of the tree. I
Okay.
hand the switch to Malik.
Okay. Now, Lucius, hang on. As
Take a bite out of it.
it's like the first time she's called you Lucius in a very long time, and she says, "Now I hear you. I understand that you're used to doing things in a certain manner, but why do we want to only get the same thing that we've always had? If you could have more productivity increased, wouldn't that be wonderful?"
What would be wonderful is if this creature would replace my switch. You gave it to this creature and he bit it in half. What is wrong with you? This is not how we function here.
It's
I
better
taste
than what I was hoping for. I was thinking
despair.
he was going to beat you with it.
I
tell you
taste a great bit of wasted effort. I don't think you truly understand the consequences of your actions, but it's okay. There's a way for you to learn.
I'm
You
not
too
afraid
can
of
eat
you.
at the switch and learn this yourself.
I am not afraid of you. Your threats are empty. You are nothing. You cleavers, you come to the tree and you are swayed by it. You think that makes you powerful over us. Over me? No, I think not. And he kind of like getting up in your face, Malik, at this point.
Okay, so we've both heard each other's sides, and perhaps it's time that we cool off for a little bit and maybe talk about this tomorrow.
In the back, Zenobe's just been flipping through the book that he found in the upside down temple. And he just looks up for a brief second. Well, if he wants to hit the peasants, let him hit the peasants. What do we care?
You know what I think? I think you deserve to experience a fraction of what this child experienced. I'll hand him back the portion of the stick that remains. I'll snap my fingers on one hand and one of the claws will glow iridescent. And I'll simply grimace as I shove it into my own throat, slit it open, reach in with the other hand, pull out my own throat, and shove in the queen's larynx. The wound will seal over, and then a bird-like shriek will emit from mouth to mouth.
What is this sorcery? Ah!
And the sky will rend torn. An entire host of those strange owl creatures will fall down upon him, pecking at him.
And he'll just kind of fall down to the ground. The crowd begins to back away at that point as these small flightless fledgling owls just flop down and start pecking away and pecking away.
Holy shit.
Please, remember to think of what others have gone through. Compassion and understanding is where truth strength comes from. Yours is false.
You see, he's just screaming now in agony. Do you see? This is how they will treat us. They will take us over. They think they do not suffer. Ah! And he just at a certain point loses consciousness from the pecking of the of the owls over top of him. How long is this ability? Like this, you're using one of your abilities, I
Yeah,
assume.
this is the call of the wild.
Yeah, yeah. And so
It's not
eventually,
good. He won't die.
yeah,
You will survive, just as the child did. Perhaps you'll
Right.
have a better frame of reference in the future.
After a few moments of this, the owls will retreat off the body, and you'll just see like peck wounds everywhere, and he'll be conscious, but he'll have like the pain. He'll have kind of gone unconscious from it. So he's alive, I should say, but unconscious.
Do you need someone to take a look at you?
He's unconscious.
Oh. Perhaps we should take him to my office.
So we
In
just leave him?
headcanon, in my headcanon, you still asked him if he needed someone to take a look at.
He doesn't answer.
Yeah,
You see-
no. She
Why
did.
are you
She-
talking to me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do know like mechanically that the I think it's the what is it? The smokehouse is the place where people go. We'll describe that in a minute to get blood healing done, and the winery is where people go to get mined. So as that's happening, as the crowd's kind of beginning to spread, Archon Jamet will go up to Dante, as Dante is basically the only one here who hasn't been kind of engaging in this, and I'll just say to you, thank you for assisting us despite what is occurring here. We are very grateful. I would be curious to know about your exploits. What did you discover beneath the haven, and where is our hound friend?
I mean, we probably had wrapped up the hound's body,
Mhm.
or what was left of it. At least that's what I would have done, as
That's
Dante
fair.
would have done. So Dante will gesture towards the body and be. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get there in time to save him, but he was able to save the young one. As I point to the kid that we brought back.
Yeah.
So he did his duty in protecting the haven, as any good hound would. But, well, there were a number of threats down below. And, well, the first one was this big giant worm that was down below. It was, I don't know, like 50 feet wide or 50 feet long or so. Mouth
Oh,
as big as,
goodness.
Going to telling the story of how like I climbed up it and then like shot it and then it chased it away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
She's
then-
just enthralled by this. Oh my god, such heroics.
But
And
we
then how we-
all stuck together.
yeah.
Yes.
And we
No,
overcame
continue,
it.
Dante.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
wonderful. Such a bonding experience for all of us.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
so-
Esme. Thank you.
then
I'm
I-
speaking with Dante.
What's your name
yeah.
again?
Yes, you must have great patience to work with these people, Dante.
Yeah. Well, it helps when you ignore them, but
Yeah, yes. Very wise.
that's why I just didn't pay attention to what they were doing over there, because then I would have to have dealt with it. It takes a lot to be the one that has to lead them to see the plan ahead, and then
leadership
guide
is
them
a
towards
burden. Yes. Yes, but you wear
leadership
it
is a
quite
burden,
well.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is why the second threat that we had to deal with were these birds, where by themselves harmless, but there were hundreds of them, and this temple up in the ceiling of the cavern.
And the ceiling.
Yes, in the ceiling of the cavern, held up by roots of the meat tree. And so we
Fascinating.
decided to pray to the meat tree to release these birds and release this temple, so that way it would fall and crush all these birds. But we did bring back some of their eggs, so that way we can perhaps hatch them and cultivate them into adding to our protein-packed foods.
Yes,
stores.
always thinking of the people. I am reassured in our decision to speak with you. Of course, I knew you would be the right one to talk to. Such.
Of course, you can always count on
Fascinating.
Dimitri
Ah, of course.
It's true.
or Dante.
Yes.
I'm Dante. Sorry, Dimitri's the tree.
I thought you were
That's true,
joking.
too.
I was wondering. I thought the joke went overhead. I see.
Yeah, I mean, you can count on the tree and Dante. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you for the work, and I'm sure you have much to do to recover. And perhaps I will see you at the winery.
Yeah, I'll have to be pulling double duty. I got to do a lot of paperwork because
Yeah.
one hound down.
The burden
But,
of leadership. Yes.
But I mean, maybe I'll see you later. I got this bottle of rot gut that usually we like to celebrate when a hound goes down in the service of a haven.
I would be honored, yes. And you
So-
might tell me more of your adventures.
Of course, I'll tell you about all my adventures.
Excellent. Wonderful.
All right.
And so she departs. Crowd begins to break up at this point. And you guys have the run of the place. I assume there's a desire perhaps to do some kind of, I'm going to throw the meat quarter music on because I just think that's the best, most fitting. So who needs to use haunts? Remember, we have the winery and we have the smokehouse. In that order, it would be winery for mine, smokehouse for blood. We could deal with that. People need healing.
Yeah, I could really use the winery.
Okay.
I do have a
Yeah, go ahead.
question.
man.
So with legendary being an adventure, it says like when you gain a minor advanced refresh D6, would that be like from any of my damages that I've taken?
What's it called? I'm sorry.
It's from adventure, and then it's called legendary. It says
Yeah.
When gain a minor advance, refresh D6.
Yeah.
When gain a major advance, refresh D8. So I
Yep.
could potentially that way regain
Yeah,
some of my
you do it right
diversity
now.
and stress.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
I'm gonna do it to
technically,
supplies.
technically, when you complete your beats, you can gain access to your new abilities right then. You don't have to wait for next
Oh.
session. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I mean, like the cool thing you do is like try to describe why like that particular moment suddenly gave rise or access to that new skill if possible. That'd be cool. But yeah, like you can do that. All right, so yeah, go ahead and take your D6 and put it where you want. So haunts. So there's two different places, and so the way it works is you have to spend resources. So like there's the capital R resources up to currently your haunts are both D6. So you can spend up to D6 worth of resources, and then that allow you to roll a D6 then to heal that amount of stress for whatever specific one you want to do. So if you need mind stress healed, you go to the winery, describe, what is it you're doing at the winery that heals your mind stress. You give over resources up to a D6, and then you get an equal amount, an equal die back to roll, and then recuperate your mind stress. And the same thing with blood. At the smokehouse. So who's going where?
I was going to go to the wine house, but I don't think I have any resources. I can give up.
Well, there is another option. You can take stress. Usually supply stress or fortune stress are the most likely to use. Like supply is kind of the sort of like an abstract way of like money and whatnot, and like what you have and equipment. You don't have to delineate everything. You could do fortune too. Other ones might work in specific situations, but those are probably the most common. And you can take a couple points of that, and then that'll give you like. So if you want to say burn like 2 points of like supply stress to heal 2 points of mind stress, that's totally fine.
Sure.
What do you need help with?
My big one right now is I've got 3 points of mind stress.
Well, that's Esme's like ability is to heal mind and blood.
Forte.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then if that's the case, I'll go to my dear friend Esme.
Dante's going to go to the winery, and he's going to spend a D4 rock gut to just get plastered. As he is going to, with reckless abandon, get drunk.
Nice.
There in the celebration of, like I said, Seamus's death and our lives, and he's gonna, drink a lot of wine and chase it with rock gut. So
Shemet probably shows up at some point too.
Yeah.
Is there?
Oh,
You're half into your cups already, and like the tales continue. And
we're just gonna get blitzed, and it's gonna be great.
someone holds up a tiny little dime bag of something, and we take it up a notch.
That's
what we do
tomorrow's
here.
problem,
Tonight we celebrate Seamus.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, roll your D4. You said, and take
Yeah,
your
it's D4.
your mind stress.
Which I only have one, so hey.
So
I'm all good.
The
more
one other
stress.
thing I should tell you about is that you can upgrade these haunts, and since this is a landmark we're going to be coming back to all the time, it's probably
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Just using it will give a tick towards upgrading it, and it takes
Oh, that's
6
cool.
ticks. Okay, so you just used a winery, and so that's 1 tick towards the winery being upgraded to the next die size from a D6 to a D8. If you ever want to just invest in upgrading it, you can just donate resources without using the services, and you get 3 ticks towards upgrading. So, but using it like normal will still get you one tick. So winery is upgraded, or it's not upgraded, but it's 1 tick towards upgrade.
Okay.
Is anyone going to the smokehouse for blood healing?
Is Bashar hurt at all?
No, not really. Bashar, Seamus did a good job of kind of keeping him from physical harm, so most of it was like mental, he was frightened and everything. He actually suffered from a minor fallout of being frightened, but he's out of the frightening situation, so he's not suffering from it any longer. But yeah, he doesn't have any physical injuries other than a couple. The switches hurt, but you guys stopped them before it became anything more than just a scratch or two.
And doesn't matter the size of the resource that is donated to get these 3 pips.
So normally you want it to be equal to or under whatever the haunt's size is, your haunt's D6. If you have a bigger die than that, depending on the type of resource, you can sometimes break down the resource. So if you had a D8 and you had a D8's worth of feather, flightless owl eggs, you could potentially use that. And so you could say okay, I want to use D6 worth of healing, and so I can downgrade this, and I have a D4 and a D6 or something like that, and you give over one of the die. If it's a resource that's one thing, the example in the book is if you have a really big painting, you can't really break that down. So if you have a D10 painting, you can't break it down to that doesn't make sense. So as long as it makes sense, you can usually do that.
The reason I ask is I have both a snake carapace that is a D6 and a freshly harvested heart that is a D6. If I donate both of those and ask for nothing in return, does that mean I have upgraded the smokehouse?
Indeed.
Then I would like to contribute to my community.
Okay.
This is what looking back at the unconscious body, this is
all right.
what I do.
Jeremy, what's the name of we can call them whatever we want, arbiter, archon, supervisor, manager, whatever, who runs the smokehouse? Because it's half a smokehouse. The smokehouse here, the meat is not just for consumption here. Meat is for worship in consumption. So it's half church, half barbecue restaurant. So
Right.
who is the main overseer of the smokehouse?
Nelson Williamson.
Okay. Human?
Yes.
Okay. And so you walk up to Nelson Williamson, and Nelson Williamson's probably got like stained white butcher gear on, but a very almost an abbot hat at the same time. It's just weird juxtaposition of butchery gear, but also something out of the Catholic Church. And he's behind this elevated altar / counter, and you walk up and you gesture towards him with these gifts. What were they again?
It is. One is a piece of the campus of that great snake.
I have not had snake meat in some time. The heart has giveth us a bounty this day. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Cleaver Malik. The meat is strong in you.
Kind of gives them this M for his on your forehead, giving you some kind of anointment blessing.
You're most kind. I'm grateful that you provide this shelter.
It is not I who provide. It is the tree. I am merely its tender.
Wise.
Yes. And what? You have more to donate to the smokehouse.
This is a heart of one of the creatures below. Still pulsing.
Oh, this is a gift, my friend. Reach out. Tender is the heart. Ah. The tree blesses you this day, my friend.
He kind of sets it off, and he kind of gestures to the crowd. He's like,
My friends, neighbors, worshippers, give thanks to the Cleaver Malik for bringing us these bounties this day. We shall run the smoke dark. We shall burn the meat crisp, and we shall feast this eve.
And everyone kind of cheers. Yes. Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll just walk away still injured.
Okay. You're injured still. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Smokehouse is up to a D8. Winery still at a D6, but does have a tick towards upgrade. Is anyone else doing any healing with the haunts or anything like that?
No. Esme is going to go to the winery, and she procures these faintly glowing violets, and she brings them forward, and she says, "I hear that you can make a wonderful liqueur out of these, like a creme de violet." As she hands over a D6 occult resource of violets.
Who is the vintner, the head vintner of the winery, Adam?
Let's go with. My mind's drawing a blank.
I have a drinking problem. I just pulled an airplane and spilled water all over my hard book.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
No.
no. Is it the collector's edition?
No. I don't trust myself with collector's editions.
Let's just go with Tom
Tom?
Tom Selleck.
Tom.
Collins.
Okay, Tom Collins. Okay.
Tom Collins, get out of here.
So you hand over the resources? Is that what you're doing? You're doing the upgrade? Okay,
Yeah.
so we're up to 4 ticks. Okay.
Ah, you have brought us this eve a gift for the winery. What is this gift, Miss Esme?
It's some violets that I found in one of my favorite places to be, besides the smokehouse, of course. But yeah, I dream of these often. Yes.
They will serve as a wonderful flagrant additive in our current vintage. It
Yeah.
will serve us well.
It's really strange when my bees go bring back pollen from those flowers, though. It tastes really weird. But
The air within the city beneath is not everything strange. Should not normality be that which draws our concern?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, like when they go to the flowers that are on the meat tree, the cartilage petaled flowers, and that's what I'm used to them harvesting and bringing back to the hive.
Yeah,
This is really strange what you get out of these.
the cartilage does add a wonderful nut aftertaste. You get it on the back end. Very, very good.
Yes. Do you need me to bring by blood combs soon? Are you running out?
I have still some left from your last delivery, but more would never go to waste, of course.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, you just let me know if you need anything.
I will. You treat us very well. May you and your bees have a very fine evening.
We will. And so after that, I think I'll go and tend to my friends
Okay.
to what they need.
All right.
How much
So-
healing can you do?
I mean, when I heal, I have to roll, so I can do as much as I want, but it's putting me at risk.
Yes.
Which, as we saw last time, Esme will do that. She says, "Oh, Luscious, not feeling so well."
I've taken quite a beating during our travels.
Well, you look okay. Is it just troubling you?
Yes, mostly.
Okay. Well, be careful because if we do this too much, you may become addicted. So she'll whisper into her hand, and you see that it is a bee, and she whispers silently, sweetly at it. The bee flies over, lands on your neck. You've done this before, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get some knees to cook up after it's done. As the bee stings you and dies in the process. And let's see what happens. I'm assuming I can use a cult since we're here.
Yep, that's perfectly fine. Oh dear.
Ooh.
Failure.
So what does it look like when this backfires horrifically?
Nothing happens bad to him necessarily. Besides, it says that it is an addictive substance. So perhaps he gets a little bit addicted, and it's going to be taxing on me, knowing that we're going to need to do this again because it didn't work, and he's going to be a little bit hooked. Maybe I'll have guilt.
Fortunately, it is only 1 point of stress.
Oh, what two?
So probably mind, I think, would be the most sense. But if you think it's something else, I'm open to it. But I think the concentration of it maybe is difficult for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I can. I'm sorry, I'm messing around with the, what's it called? And no fallout. You should be good to go. Like the rolls are working this time around, so like there's some automation that I can go through now.
Okay. Oh, so it would mark my sheet for me.
I think it did. I think it went through all the
Okay.
process. You
Yeah,
can double
I
check
did
it,
notice
but-
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna try that again. Could be exact
Okay.
same thing. See.
Deeper into the night now. You can still hear the debauchery, the drunken debauchery going down at the smokehouse, mixed with like strange sort of church-like reverence. Oh, there we go. That should
There
be
you go.
double. That should be double, basically. So whatever outgoing stress that you would be inflicting. So in this case, I would say whatever amount of stress you would normally be healing, you can double it.
Okay. So it's normally a d6, but I'll roll 2d6 then.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 9.
Nice. And is that all to mind, or can I pick and choose between mind and blood?
I can only heal mind and blood. I don't know if you can pick and choose. That's all
yeah,
they can do.
if you only have that, I mean, I say since you can do both mind and blood, if you have any blood, you can heal. But normally,
Okay.
unless this ability says any, if it's specifically saying mind, you can only do mind.
Okay.
Okay. And since
That's
it's a critical, if you do have blood and
Yeah,
Esme
I
is
had a couple
capable, we
ones.
can say, okay, cool. All right.
Esme, that you are amazing as always, and I regret that I often try to eat your friends.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not
Luscious.
going to stop, but you're a good person.
Well, as long as they're already dead, then I think we'll be okay.
Fantastic. I pluck off their legs and I throw them into my sourdough beanie starter.
So now I guess we need to take care of Malik.
If you seek him out, he does not come to you. He does not want to burden you.
She would know that, wouldn't she?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, she does hunt you down. First, she checks in on Zenobe, though, because
General Zenobe.
yeah, are you doing okay, Zenobe? Everything?
I am just literally pouring over my book because my hair is just clumps of black wetness, like I'm constantly soaked. I'm dripping onto the book. The book is dripping onto the ground. Huh? What do you want?
Just wanted to check in on you and make sure you're okay, because I know that, well, it didn't quite work, me trying to heal you, and then I just spaced out. It was really weird.
What's your name again?
Esme.
Because you keep following us.
Yeah, we do. That's what friends do.
Okay, I'm good. You can leave me alone now.
Okay, will do. Bye-bye now. Have fun studying. And then she goes and finds Malik.
Okay.
You're looking a little rough around the edges.
but I am quite whole inside.
Good. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, so shall we take care of the outside though?
You seem to have had a difficult day, Esme. I do not wish to add to it.
Oh,
I will
don't be
fine.
silly. Don't be silly. What's going on with me will be done as soon as we move on to something else. It's the way my mind works.
I do not wish to argue with you, and I appreciate your assistance.
Yeah, Esme does get distracted easily, so um
And
so-
he does have like 6 blood stress. He's like badly wounded, but he's just doing his best to act like he's totally fine.
all right.
The giant gaping chest wound.
All
and
right,
you
so-
tore your own throat out earlier.
Yeah, and also the tearing out his own throat.
All right. Let's see if we can get this done. All right. Oops, not Haven. Cool. Roll. No.
Okay, so how does this go horrifically wrong for you?
Seeing that the narcotic serum that is the bee's venom doesn't really work with Malik's physical makeup, she says to her hive, she's like, if you need some blood, you can take it from me. Just make sure that you can help my friend.
Okay. So, I mean, blood is fine. We could also go fortune too, like as if your luck has been failing pretty badly, and so maybe we can do that too. I think that's another way we can go with this.
Yeah.
So it's only 2 and no fallout, as you're good with your fallout roll. No issues there. I will say though, I do think with you healing multiple people at this point and a couple fails, this is probably the point where we might want to move on and kind of come back at some point and try again when maybe the bees seem more like they've repopulated themselves enough. Maybe you've been draining them too much. And so,
Please, Esme, I can see the toll upon you. It was foolish of me to have accepted your gift. I'm sorry I was selfish enough to do so. Please rest.
When it comes to selfish, sometimes I just feel better when everyone else is doing okay. So
I am quite well, and largely that is because of your company. I do not need your healing for that.
Oh.
Have a blessed night, Esme, but please rest.
I will be sure to do that. Yeah, she goes back to her home in the smokehouse and rests for the night.
So since you're staying in the smokehouse, Malik, you might be there for a while and then leave. Dante does an all-night drink fest at the winery. Zenobe and Lucius decide where you're at when morning comes, or the closest thing to morning in a place like the Heart. As everyone is awoken to the sounds of an explosion. And those of you in or near the smokehouse, you get it louder than others. Esme being within the smokehouse, you can see that some of the barrels of spine black oil that is used and stored behind the smokehouse, used to fuel the furnaces and the ovens of the smokehouse itself, used to fuel the various lantern lights on the paths that connect the different abodes within the landmark. You see a cascade effect as barrel after barrel after barrel, one after the other, explode. The smokehouse itself is spared any significant damage, but the warehouse within which some of this was stored, that does not suffer any sort of mercy, as it's just completely obliterated. There's a scramble, drunken and hungover, from people within the winery as they scramble out to try as best they can to do like bucket change from these various wells where water has been stored, and trying to put out some of these fires. And they do. There's no fatalities, casualties of the situation, but there are, since no one really lives within those storage facilities. But after a few hours in the morning of this cleanup duty that everyone in sort of the community tends to in one degree or another, Malik, you are approached by Nelson Williamson, and he has this look of forlorn concern on his face. His face is almost as white, pale from blood loss and shock as the very butcher clothes that he seems to wear. And he says, My cutlet, I have terrible news. The smokehouse, the landmark itself is in dire threat. Someone has, or something, or just poor luck, it seems, has sought to punish us for deeds unidentified. I do not know why such travesty shall befall us. But without the spire block, how will we fuel our furnaces? How will we smoke our meats? How will we light the streets and the homes of those poor people who come to the Bleeding Hollow for salvation? We are in as dire a situation as we have ever been. Malik, my friend, you have donated so much. You have helped the smokehouse. You have defended the weak. I ask you, can you help us once more?
Of course.
I sought to speak out to your friend, the Hound, Dante, but he was comatose. His head was in an outhouse, and he was whistling something. I could not quite make out what it was, but if you could find a small spire block or something else that might fuel, we might be able to save. If not, everything we have here is in jeopardy.
A spire pluck, you say?
Yes. There is a
Tell me more
rumor.
of this, in case perhaps the player does not know what his character does.
Yes, of course. So, it's spire black. It is like oil, like mixed with like tobacco runoff. It's like tar in some ways.
I see.
And it is used for many things. Most for us, for powering the very abodes that we now see.
Where is it normally found?
Well, where? Indeed, we purchase it from passing merchants when we can. But those are few and far between. They come, and when they have, we purchase, and we store, and we stockpile. But our stockpile has been destroyed. One of your cleaver friends, I do not know the name, spoke of a refinery deep and far away. Many days. It is not something that we can easily reach. Perhaps if you could retrieve some for us. Find this refinery. I have heard that it passes through the machines of dust. Very odd people there. But it could perhaps sustain us for further time.
I will do my best to rouse the Hound and attempt to gather the support of the others.
I saw Esma, but she was just very needy, so I stayed away. I figured, she looked like she was having trouble yesterday. I didn't want to push it. She's very positive, and I appreciate that sometimes, but this is a very negative situation. Thank you.
He spells out an M on your forehead.
You're very kind. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Go with gravy, my son.
There you go,
Go
Melissa.
with gravy?
Au jus.
Are you serious? You're going to help us?
Okay.
Oh my god. I shoot. Oh, there's your pun. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
And he
So
was
happy.
happy about it.
And
Yeah.
he was happy
happy.
about it.
Mhm.
How
He
about
was.
that?
Put that down on the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bits well spent.
Great.
It's weird though, because I
Can we make a
feel
clip
like
out of that?
it was Melissa's money. We share a bank account, so it's
Oh, yeah.
basically my money too.
You were paying
so
yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
paying myself to do something I don't want to do, but force myself to be happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not sure how I
Sounds
feel.
right.
Very conflicted.
Sounds right.
Anyway, you have something lined out in front of you. Malik, what do you do?
I suppose the first thing I will do is try to rally Dante.
You find him. He's in the. He's his head first in the outhouse. You hear him before you
Yes.
see him.
I will get 1 pot of hot water and 1 pot of cold water, and I will rinse and repeat between the two,
Okay.
Princess Bride style.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, as Dante rouses, he's gonna be like, Malik, I had the most religious experience last night. It's like God came to me at the bottom of a bottle and just it was the most religious experience I've had in my life. It was amazing. You should have been there. What's going on?
Well, I'm glad that you have found your God. 'Cause now we will go deep into the belly of the beast to save this city.
What happened? My head's pounding, and yeah. But what happened?
We should gather the others, but the short of it is
Okay.
likely sabotage at the smokehouse. We need to get more of that
Oh. All right.
tarish.
Start smacking myself, trying to, get myself into focus. All right. We'll rouse the others. We'll figure this out.
And the others are roused.
All right.
I'm roused.
I'm aroused.
Ooh.
I don't have to be happy about that one.
Well,
But because it was Steven who said it, I'm very happy. It's very fun.
today isn't the best of days.
Yeah, I think it's better than yesterday, but we got to see it. But
Well, did you see as she motions over towards the smokehouse?
it seems to be smoking more than normal.
Yeah. See, when I wake up in the morning, I felt this windbreak on my face, and there was some blood that was flowing through the ceiling. Yeah, it was really weird.
Huh. Well, that does sound weird. All right, we got everyone here. Let's take a look. Malik, you think it might have been like an arson type thing?
He was unsure, and I am a poor investigator. I could.
Could be
If-
nothing other than arson, a heathen threatening the Holy Trinity.
Well, we can definitely take a look in it. Those of you who are good at finding details, have at it.
I may go speak with another cleaver. I've been told there's one who knows of a refinery that might allow us to resupply.
I'll go with you then.
I'm a poor investigator.
I'll scour over the burnt remains, see if I can find any clues.
I'll go with.
Okay. Discern.
Let's all go.
would be the skill.
Yeah.
Haven would probably be the domain, but I'm open.
Can
to
I
other options.
help him, or do I have to
course.
roll on my own? Okay.
No, you can help. You can just lend a. Remember, if you have a skill or domain, and you aid, you give them a D10.
I have discern.
There you go.
I'll assist as well with discern.
Okay. So that means Zenobe and Esme. Okay. Yeah, I start digging through, looking at, trying to find if I can see where the fire started, why it started.
Okay. You do in fact find some ways from some like kind of in the burnt factory, or actually not factory, warehouse. The warehouse is mostly like barrels, so it's just barrels with your traditional stuff, different sizes and shapes and whatnot, but they're still just barrels. Occasional wheelbarrows and other tools and things like that. But you do find amongst the debris what looks like a very large rot gut bottle that has shattered. And you can see that within or underneath that shattered, as like you do some math and you recall like a window in the warehouse, and you do a little arc and kind of the parabolic angle. You think someone might have thrown this in here, and that might have caused this sort of explosion here. This might have been intentional.
Zenobe and Esme. Look, according to the hypotenuse of math, someone threw in.
Doesn't Malik have rock gut? Do you think he did this?
Can I find, looking at this rock gut bottle, do I see any kind of markings? I would presume any labeling is burnt out, but maybe if it's like
Are there
clay
any null
bottle,
fingerprints?
There are no null fingerprints. No.
oh no.
No. It's dark. It's kind of a dark brown bottle. Shattered. Nothing specifically noticeable about it, like any other bottle that might be used.
I'll gather the pieces of the bottle. Like, very clearly, friends, this was arson. This should be treated as a crime against our religion for defiling a part of the Holy Trinity, the tree, the meat, and the blood.
And Malik is suspect number one.
Malik is not suspect number one. Malik is solid. Maybe Dante, but Dante was drinking at the winery all night, so I think he is Gucci. So let's
He could have been framed. I'll give you that.
let's go to the liquor store and see if they can identify this bottle and who might have purchased one of these last night.
To the liquor store.
Okay. Okay. So you're heading over to the liquor store. Are you going to, Asma?
Yeah. So is this a new situation from?
This is a new situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the three of you inspect the burnt remains and you start heading out to the liquor store. Let's cut over to Malik and Dante, who are going to see a cleaver. There is a cleaver in town, other than yourself, here to worship, named Andrula the Small. It's up to you whether or not you would have known them, but Andrula the Small.
If
You
they've
ask
come
him,
through before, I like to think I have.
yeah, very, 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 very large knoll, like largest knoll you've ever seen type. Small being, ironically, the nickname. But you find Andrula by the meat tree, as you might expect, morning prayers. When he stands, his head nearly hits the highest, not the lowest branch, which most don't reach. Turns and he sees you, and he kind of greets you with his Malik.
Andrula, we are so privileged to have you with us.
I
Do you
will
feel...
not be here long.
I hope your heart is filled with your morning prayers.
It is full, as
Good.
is my belly. Now,
This is the way it should be.
I have a nest of butchers to root out. What is it? Make it quick, please.
I've been advised perhaps you know of a refinery deep below.
Refinery. Ah,
A refinery
yes.
of Spire Black?
Haha. Yes, you have spoken with the... what is his name? Overseer Nelson.
Nelson, yeah.
Yes.
Ah, you speak of Essentiel. Spire Black. There is very much there. Far away. Not too deep. But far. You must pass through the machines of dust, which is a far strange place. Those people, do not trust them. They will mine away your memories. But if you pass through, you can journey to the Spire Black refinery. But his voice is all over the place. It is swarming with pitchkin. Harmless little cretins they are. But they are very protective. So, if you go and you expect to recover, expect to have to fight. For they, while 1, 2 shall not pose a trouble to either of you, there will be dozens, perhaps even hundreds, to contend with.
Would I know the type of creature that he mentioned?
So yeah, I would say you would. They're basically, I mean, they're humanoids, so they could be drow, they could be humans, etc. But basically, they're people who have basically consumed Spire Black like an addictive drug, so much to the point where it has changed them, and so they are like almost Gollum-like in their appearance. And he's not wrong. They normally will leave you alone, and you know they usually don't unless you threaten their supply in some way. So, but usually they don't do anything. The worst that ever really happens is sometimes, you know, merchants and things, their caravans might get attacked, you know, on the road, something like that, if they're carrying, you know, these barrels of oil. But an individual one is no threat to any of you, but swarms of them could be difficult.
I'll look to Malik and think out loud, maybe we'll find another temple.
It is possible. Andrew, I would like to thank you for the kindness of this information. I know your heart and belly are full now, but perhaps you should have something for the road when you leave. And I'll give him my D4 of owl bones.
You are very generous, Malik. More so than I. I have given you just information, nothing tangible.
Without your
But
information, we will not be able to save the smokehouse. So you have done me a great deal, and I thank you for it.
May the hunt be well to you, gentlemen. Should
You
I
as
see
well.
you again?
And he kind of gives like this grandiose bow, and he departs. Okay. Let's cut to our liquor store. Do we have a liquor store? We'll say
We do
we'll say
now.
it's
Chuck already named it.
what's it called?
Oh yeah,
The meat juice.
What about
Meat juice.
Beefeater?
The what?
God.
beef eater.
No,
Beefeater's good
the meat
too.
juice. The meat juice is probably. But I was, yeah.
I want to start flexing in all these different like. He's gonna start calling like his disciples cutlets. Like
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's what's
like
gonna
that.
That's
be.
good.
Yeah.
That's real
Cutlet
good.
is fun.
Yeah.
And just do stuff like that. Meat juice is good. So meat juice. So you go over to the meat juice, colloquially named. There's really no. It doesn't have its own official signage or anything, but everyone calls it neighborhood. I'm like, you go to the meat juice? I think they card. So you head over there. Who runs the meat juice? Who's the primary store owner?
Al.
Okay.
His name is Al.
They're such normal
C.
names.
Holick.
Alcy Holick. Yep.
Okay. All right. Human, Drow, Elfir.
Oh, not Elfir. I want to actually
No.
be able to enjoy going there, so we'll go with human.
Elfir are good people. Human. Okay. I mean, they're good people down here. All right. Human. All right. You see, so you come inside. The three of you come inside. You see Al. You see Mr. Holick. You see him there. He's like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh my God." He's like looking around. Oh God. And you can see that someone broke in. And there's like a whole row that just like by a window that got smashed. This whole thing got knocked over, and there's just bottles everywhere. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? This is terrible. First it was the freaking smokehouse goes up, and now this. We're doomed, right? We're doomed on. Oh, hey, sorry guys, we're not open right now. I don't really have anything for you.
That's fine. We're here not as customers, but as investigators. But I feel that our dropping of eaves has already answered questions.
Man, you speak weird, dude. I don't understand what you're saying.
Have you seen any gnolls around here?
Gnolls? I see them all the time. We got plenty of gnolls here. What are you talking about?
Did they break your windows?
No, I didn't see none.
Do you
What are
have
you talking about?
security
I wasn't here when they broke. I don't-
recordings?
Security record? What are you talking about? I mean, we ain't no Vermissian folk. Yeah, what do you think? We're some kind of Nolan incursion team? We got all these fancy freaking equipment left and right. Nah, man, this is the Bleeding Hollow, man. This is, man, we get
Excuse
down in
me.
the gritty here. We're beef eaters. We ain't
Excuse me.
tech heads. Hey, what's up, Esme? What's going on? How you doing?
Excuse me, Al. I'm doing good. How are you? Besides the
I'm not
obvious.
doing great. I can
Yeah,
tell you
I'm-
that. Not
I'm
doing
sorry,
great.
I shouldn't have asked.
No, it's
so-
okay. I like it. It's kind of you to ask.
You're welcome.
I love this voice, Jeff. It's
When you came in this morning, did you see anything on the ground, like maybe somebody had used some implement to break the window? Like, I know they're not really common around here, but maybe like a stone.
Some implement. Some implement? Yeah, it was a big old rock. It's right there.
Okay.
I read a detective book once. Was the glass broken from the inside or the outside?
Do I
I
look
would
like a
think that-
detective to you?
Well, no. Like, where is the broken glass? Is it on the inside or the outside?
It's on the freaking ground. It's right there. What are you talking about? What are you trying to say? Are you saying I did this? Why would I break my own shut? Yeah, you ain't got nothing on me.
no. Listen,
Oh,
Al. Listen to Esme. As I talk, when I say listen to Esme, I'm just going to go. Oh, I believe whoever broke into your store last night used some of your rock gut to burn down the smokehouse thingy. Can you identify the remains of this charred rock gut bottle? And I'll lay it out on his counter.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Al.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like one of mine. Yeah.
Okay. The plot thickens. Maybe. I don't know.
Like a stew or something, you know?
Like
When
a
you let it
stew.
simmer.
Yes,
Okay.
let it reduce.
It only reduces when I start eating it, you know?
That's true.
so
Meat tree provides.
I got no idea what's going on right now.
so was it just one bottle that was missing, or are you missing a lot of inventory?
What are you talking about? They're all broken on the ground right now. They knocked over half the freaking store.
Right. I understand that there's a lot on the ground. Is there any that's missing besides like maybe one? Like, did they take a bunch? Did they only take one? It
No, there's
doesn't.
only one. Just
Okay,
the one.
it doesn't help us a lot, but it helps paint a picture. You know.
Well, this could be a whole
Talking
coincidence.
about painting a
Like-
picture here.
Who breaks into a liquor store and then goes across town to start a fire? It's probably just coincidence. I think Malik started the fire and some hoodlum broke into the store.
Whoa. What the hell are you trying to... What do you mean? This is a good neighborhood. What are you talking about? You live
Okay,
in this
well,
neighborhood.
I don't really live anywhere, but you know, I do frequent quite often.
Okay. I don't know about your friend
Right.
here, but
Well,
he's got a
is
little
there-
attitude, Esme.
Oh,
Oh,
he's just a little prickly sometimes, but
Yeah, she's a little prick, all right.
she.
I know, I said she. What are you talking about?
I'm a he.
You're a
He's
he?
talking about Esme.
Oh,
Oh no, you're not.
I
How
mean, my
dare.
bees do sometimes prick people, but it's usually only for good.
listen, I got a lot of cleaning to do, okay? So you got
Okay.
any other questions? Let's make it
Alright.
fast. I gotta go. All right?
Is there anything
Like Law
else
and Order,
at
he's
all-
moving boxes this whole time.
What's that? I'm gonna talk to you.
Is there anything else at all that you can think of that just seemed weird or strange that's different than any other day besides the broken window? Anything else put out of place, or maybe some sort of thing out of the order? You know, like perhaps they hurt themselves climbing through the window and there's a little bit of blood somewhere.
Oh, you know what? There was this mask I found. Will that be helpful?
It would, yes.
Oh, yeah, I threw it in the trash. 1 second. Let me go get it. And he
Yeah.
walks to the back, takes it out. He's like, yeah, it's got like blood and like, I don't know, so like something pecked at it. I don't know what the hell. It's like holes all over it. He kind of goes and he hands it over to you. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty ruined, whatever it is.
Ooh. Does that look like an Elfir mask?
Yeah, it looks like an Elfir mask that's been pecked by dozens of birds.
Owls, maybe?
I
I mean, it's hard to tell. It could have been a pigeon.
Yeah.
I pull my pistol and I storm out.
Whoa.
I think we know who it is.
Normally it's the other way around. They pull the pistol out, they come in here, and they tell me to give them stuff. No, it's a very sad existence. This is the... Yeah. Okay.
Well, if it's too much, you can come and see me and I can make it better.
You asked me out on a date there, Esme?
No. I'm flattered,
Oh.
but no.
Esme's
oh.
spoken for. Trust me, I've tried.
Esme, I've never heard you deny someone something.
Well, I do when it's for their own good. I have given myself over to something else, which is the hive.
Jeff wants to make a really bad joke right now, but he ain't on his own channel, so he's not going to do it. He's just going to move on past gloss
listen,
over,
just do
and
that.
everyone's going to leave.
Oh my God. Jeff, have you heard the jokes I've said on this channel?
I know. It's gonna
So
be a
what did we
crazy
actually
orgy joke.
learn from
I don't know
this
what the hell's
liquor
gonna...
store? I
learned-
don't think we...
We learned
did.
that
Yeah, you learned something.
the
Sure.
Aelfir that was beaten to half to death by Owlbeaks, their mask is here. So either they're being framed or they got mad and.
I am pretty positive at this point, at least my thoughts, that he's being framed, but that's not going to stop me from shooting him anyway.
But
so
if,
yeah, I'm
if
heading that
Malik
way.
didn't it, if Malik did it, wouldn't he frame the person he was pissed at the day before?
What do you have against Malik? He is solid dude. He taught me
I
how
just-
to murder people.
Nothing against him. I just know he carries around a lot of rock gut.
It's not Malik, that is Dante.
All right, Dante and Malik.
Was it
You leave-
Dante that carried around the rock gut?
You
Yes.
leave the tree. You start walking
I've been
around.
profiling Malik this whole time.
You
Oh my
watch
gosh.
Lucius storm out of the meat juice, gun in hand, anger on his face. What do you two do, Dante and Malik?
So we see him storm out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna like look one way, look at the other, and then try to go towards the people. I'm gonna go back in and go into the store and be like, what happened? What's going on here?
Oh, as she holds up the mask of the elf here, we think that one person who doesn't know the way flies work might have done
Oh.
something.
Okay, so we think it's
Stinging flies
while the fly stings. Yeah.
while the fly stings. Yeah,
Um,
it should be while the fly bites. It should be.
Hold on. So, I mean, Dante's kind of an expert at tracking people down, right? And as a hound, I'm pretty sure he would know the whereabouts of most people at most times. So, and plus with Malik's abilities to, to note things, I feel like we can probably hunt this guy down faster than probably Lucius, who knows where
Sure.
Lucius is going. But maybe we can beat him to the punch.
So yeah, I mean, roll a hunt test. Hunt Haven probably makes the most sense here. Malik, if you have either of those, you can lend a hand to Dante.
I do. I would like to assist.
Yes. All right, standard.
Esme will tag along, but she can't assist anything.
All right. So I'm getting
Of course, no one knows what he looks like without his mask.
Mm.
All right. I think that's everything.
I'm assuming
It's
we'll be
easy.
able to
He
make a
looks
fair
like the man
guess.
covered in owl bites.
Yeah.
After you guys left, the owls went on a rampage, took out half the city. It's an epidemic now.
You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you hoot some.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad pun. I'm very
Not
drunk.
happy about
I
that one.
apologize.
Not happy
I'm
about
sorry.
that one. All right. How'd you do?
I succeeded at a cost, so I
Okay,
took 2
2
stress.
And
What
then
do you want
hit-
me to take the stress to?
I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be. I would say fortune probably in this case, just
Sure.
bad luck.
That's fine. Cool. So yeah, yes, between Dante and I think Malik, yeah, like I think he's gonna be over here. But if you smell or something funny,
Yeah.
let me know, Malik, and we'll get there. We might have to hoof it. We might be like, but yeah, we got there.
So we see like a montage of like you two like banging on doors, talking to people. Sometimes it's like a nice conversation, and you see a person kind of point in that direction. Then we see another knock on a door, and then this conversation is like Malik's got someone up against the wall, threatening to use the threat again, and then you see someone they point again, and this all like transpires over the course of like a couple hours. But eventually, you learn that that while the fly stings was so after everyone left, after you all left the square outside the tree when he was attacked, he kind of hung there for a while, but eventually some folks kind of dragged him away. He got healed up, and he was doing some drinking, and he was talking about how he was going to
I'm going to show them all. They will see. They will see. They cannot do this without me. They don't want to have rules and order. Well, I will show them what it is like not to have rules and order.
and so he was basically just talking up like this threatening game. No one really kind of could track all of his whereabouts, but the last you heard is that he left early this morning while everyone was doing like the water lines, the bucket lines and stuff. He left. It's like someone saw him running away, and they were like, we need help, and he's like, I will not help you. And they said it was really strange because they never seen him without his mask. If it wasn't for his clothes and all those peck marks, they probably wouldn't have been able to recognize him.
I look at Malik. Should we go hunt him down or let him go? I'm for hunting him down. I mean, someone like this, yeah, he's got to pay.
Well, just think about what will happen when Luscious finds him.
I mean, he'll shoot him, but I mean, I'm just thinking, if he's gonna pay for his crimes, it should be at least in a place where his blood's gonna, contribute to the tree.
If you think it'd be a short hunt, I would agree to it. But
I
as
can-
much as I feel delivering justice is important, perhaps more important is re-establishing the service that the smokehouse provides to the community.
I don't imagine someone with his skill sets being very good at getting through the heart. I think between all of us and our special abilities, we could get him pretty quickly.
I think it would be good for everyone if they were to see that there was somebody responsible and that they did receive justice.
Very well.
Malik, we should really take a look at you though before we head out. I will try and quickly do this to not take up too much time, as it's a new day. I'm gonna attempt to heal him.
Oh, yeah, you do yours first, then I'm gonna do my second.
Zenobe is pretending to read his book, but he's circling Malik, looking for rock gut or any signs of like singed hair or something like that.
Well, he actually
Definitely.
does have a lot of singed hair around his
Yeah.
face, and his hands are completely singed of fur.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. He's giving you some side eye for sure.
So yeah, one of the bees flies out, injects you with its narcotic venom, and it heals you for 6 blood stress.
Wow. I'm all good to go.
Oh,
That's nice.
I don't need to help then.
You were there
Okay,
in
your
spirit.
turn.
I'll pat him on the shoulder. You're good to go.
That was impressive. Your friendship is truly a blessing, Esme. I'm very glad you're here.
I don't know. If I had to grade it, I had to give it a B.
Ew.
What's your name again?
I'm Dante.
No, the girl.
Esme.
Oh, Esme, and you can just, whenever you think of me, just know that I'm exactly like my blood type.
Be positive.
Be positive. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
What's a blood type?
Did the stream just crash, Jeff? What did you do?
He just ended everything? What?
Mhm.
There is no Jeff. There's only Sewell. Sorry. Okay. What do you guys want to do here?
Yeah, well, I want to hunt this thing down, so if that means, delving or hunting or whatever.
Let's
Do
do
a
Yeah.
mini delve.
I'd
The
like
hunt?
to try and do what we can to get the group back together so we can
Mhm.
at least get focused, and if not get focused,
know
be
what,
ready
Adam?
for next session.
Group is back together. Boom. I did.
Oh,
it.
shit.
Look at that.
Happy
everyone
birthday.
everyone runs to each other around the meat tree. It's where you can always
Got
find
my
your
gun.
friends.
I'm going to find that elf-eared owl bastard, and I'm going to shoot him in the face for ruining the Holy Trinity.
Hold on. Make sure he bleeds next to the tree so that it at least, enriches the roots.
Listen, if I have to shoot him away from the tree, I'll just catch it in my mouth and go spit it on the tree.
Would it
Well-
not be better for him to serve penance in front of the community? Perhaps he could eat the pitch of his work in front of them.
You
So-
could do that, or I could just shoot him in the face. Justice is swift, and my bullets are faster.
Luscious, whatever happens, I think it should be done with the decision of everyone, because I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be very upset and are very upset at what's happened, and I think it would be good for everyone to see justice. So if we can bring him back alive, I mean, maybe he could be, not fully capable of walking, so he can't escape.
So you're saying I can shoot him in the legs?
If that's what has to happen, I suppose.
Esme? You're
Yeah.
all right. All right, let's go shoot this fucker in the knees. The bee's knees.
Bees knees ethics.
Now he's got almost a full day's head start on you. It's taken you all day doing this investigation, so he's well ahead of you. You know essentially which like tunnel he went down to head in the direction. You know, like so what level he traveled. So we're gonna try to kill two birds with one stone and just do some delving, and then we'll I'll see. I'll roll some die on my own side and see if you're able to come across him in your travels as you journey out of the Bleeding Hollow. If anyone has like the prep stuff, I know that some of you have some prep stuff. Go ahead and roll that. You want to take care of that now.
So I have 4 warned and 4 armed, to where we can choose. I can choose between 1 of 5 things, or now 2 of 5 things, since I have the double duty ability. So I think what we can do. We'll do the checked and triple checked, so that way any delve equipment we have, or one piece of delve equipment, which I think is Esme's, is the only one that has delve equipment, gains the trusty tag. And then toughen up, I'll do that one too, so that way we gain +1 blood protection while we're out here. Yeah.
Nice. And I will perform communion. I believe Luscious assisted with that as well before, correct? You have cursed.
Whatever it is, yes.
I do.
Wonderful. Okay, so I need to do a roll for that.
Need my
Hey,
help.
MD Mon, thanks for those bits.
So if we wait until we're outside of the haven, that's a lot better. It's endure and cursed. And then 1 assist die.
I can help too.
Wonderful. I think I can only select 1 help.
Control. If you control, you can click multiples.
You can. I didn't know it would let me do that. Awesome.
Not to take all the credit, but thanks to me listening to Jeff. I think Jeff told us that.
Okay. So now anytime that we inflict stress, it's +1, and everybody gets the hunt skill, or if you already have the hunt skill, take an act.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Now
Okay.
let's go shoot this bastard in the knees.
Okay. All right. So you head out. A couple people ask you where you're going. You can see that there's people who are kind of stacking up wagons and carts and like kind of emptying out the belongings from their abodes. They're kind of stacking them up in their carts. They're putting together their like automaton, their burden beasts, and they're kind of waving goodbye. Goodbye to you. Thank you. Perhaps we shall see you again. This place is cursed. It is gone. It will shrivel away and die now. You are smart to live just as we are. And more than once, like people are doing that, and you get the sense that like Bleeding Hollow is like people are panicking and they're starting to like pack up their things and they're leaving. Like they're like, this is not the place. This smoke us and so like for a little while as you're leaving, like as you're kind of getting on this path, this semi road that is in relatively decent condition just immediately outside the haven, you're joined by a couple dozen people as others are leaving as well, and like there's like kind of like they're talking. Perhaps we shall journey back upwards to Derelictus to see if they have something of greater safety, and others are like referencing we can go to one of the temples of the moon. Perhaps we could find shelter there, and they're all kind of discussing the different potential things that places that they can now live, and they kind of start branching out and going in different directions.
I'm gonna talk to him and be like, "Hey, where you going? The tree's still here."
It is shriveling. Did you not see it? the equipment cannot be run that keep it in shape. The branches are already growing thin and wither. They look as reckless and as on the verge of death as this one. As he points at Zenobe, like it looks as though it will die. The water purification that we use to feed it, it's not working any further, and we cannot activate the electrical fence to prevent all the creatures from coming and to attack it. No, this place is doomed. We have seen this too often.
That's easy to fix.
Wait. What's wrong with the water?
But it is the purification systems do not work. We cannot
what's
power
wrong?
it. We have nothing to power it.
So there's nothing broken. It's just that we need power.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
That's easy.
It is not. There is no merchant for days, for weeks. We have no fuel. We have no hope. We are leaving.
I already
We're
got
going to
you
go
know
get
that.
Way to
some.
get fuel.
No. But by the time you are returned, it would be too late. It would be too late. We are
Judging
gone.
by your French accent, Jeff, are these Elfir?
No, French are actually the Drow. Like Drow or Creoles. I mix it up. Yeah,
I didn't know
Drow or
this.
Creole, French Creole, like Haitian Creole names.
Okay.
Not my drow.
Listen,
Yeah, that's the best I can
those of
do.
You, as a man of faith, I can tell you that the meat tree will thrive and prosper. You have nothing to fear. Return to your homes. Do not give up what you have already established. It is not lost. Now, march your asses back in there.
If only you had a switch, you could convince them to stay.
That is not a good argument there, Zenobe. This is why you never made general.
Oh, you.
Switch is also good for getting them to leave. It really solves all the problems.
I'm going to get so much fire. Oh my gosh.
Okay. We will no. We will find our own way. You go off on your wild goose chase and do what it is you think you is right. And we shall do what is right for us.
There's plenty of stores of food. All right, we smoke meats all the time. Smoked meat lasts a long time.
But
How many
By
are
the time we go get the fuel, we come back, we get everything up and running again, no problem. Plus, we just brought back eggs. We're gonna, hatch some poultry farms. We got other alternative sources of food. These things. No, if you leave now,
No. What? It is cold. The furnaces cannot be functioning without the fuel. It is far too cold. No.
no,
But we're gonna go take some guy's legs off. You can burn those as fuel.
Considers that for a
True.
moment.
Could we possibly burn legs for fuel? I did not think of that.
back in the village I came from, above on the surface, way far away, we would burn things like wood or other things, just besides, spire.
Yeah, you had to walk uphill both ways. We get it.
Exactly. So, it's just saying, there's a lot of things that burn these days,
Yes. Perhaps we will burn the meat tree. Perhaps that is the best way to do it.
Oh
Perhaps
my god.
that is the sign. It's telling us that if we want to live, we must burn the tree. Yes, that is
many
what
are
you
there?
say.
I think
Oh,
that's
Oh, there's
the last
dozens. There's
thing.
dozens of people. You're just talking to like one or two people, but there's like dozens here. There's like people who are leaving and flocking in
Person
droves.
who says they're gonna burn the tree, I pull my gun out and put it right in their face.
Oh, we will not burn the tree. That is a perfectly fine alternative.
Friend, I think you should go.
I've been trying to. You keep talking to me.
Well, I thought you were worth saving, but now I realize you were just fodder for the beasts of the heart. Go, feed others stronger than you.
Okay, goodbye.
He wanders off, and road
Jeff
continues.
is just happy we might get to the delve now. He's like, I've been trying to end this conversation.
Oh goodness. All right. So you guys are trying to hunt down while the fly stings. How do you want to do this?
Aggressively.
With a gun.
Okay.
It sounds like he's gone to some burrows, correct?
He has fled. in the same direction that you're going, and so there's circuitous tunnels, and some of them are paths, some of them are roads, some of them are just weird kind of caverns in the earth. Some of them are dripping with ooze from the heart, kind of creating these strange like rivers and streams through things. It depends on which way you go. So there's probably a dozen or more different directions he could possibly have gone. So it's really just about you telling me, and like in a
Okay.
how are you trying to discern which way he's gone?
Okay. So Esme goes to the mouth of the tunnel and walks in further, and she stands still and closes her eyes. And when she does that, because of her many eyes ability, she can see through the eyes of any of the bees, allowing them to spy around corners or look in enclosed spaces. But also, bees can see in ultraviolet light, and I wonder if that would reveal something that we wouldn't see in ordinary light.
Is that in the rule book, the BC and ultraviolet light, or are you bringing in science here?
I'm bringing in science. Yeah, it is not in the rule book at all.
Give it's like a discern occult or to technology, maybe even.
Okay.
That's some serious character research there. What can bees see?
Steven just read how to alienate people for his character.
That's more like it, Jeff. Good job.
What? I was giving him a compliment for doing character research.
Okay.
I actually didn't read that because it comes naturally.
Okay. We got
Success at a
success at cost. Okay. Roll. So let's go ahead and roll your stress. So you kind of get your bees out. They kind of start zipping around. Some of them start heading down like the various tunnel options have here, kind of extending outward from you. You kind of concentrate. You start viewing, and it's very disorienting as you're kind of gathering information from so many different places, and you're looking for signs of anything. You do notice that when it comes to, I'm trying to think of what it was you would have seen from him. Like, you don't really know him like all that well, but I mean you do find what looks like blood drippings here and there. Could be him, could be somebody else, somebody harmed, kind of traveling off in a not well-traveled path. Whereas those that you were, arguing with, who were fleeing the Bleeding Hollow, they were kind of traveling more well-worn paths. Like you can see, kind of turning off through this strange, like rocky stone hole that leads to some kind of circuitous, not stair so much as like terrace, as it's kind of climbing upwards. You periodically see these small little driplets of blood, relatively recent, probably not, like they're probably still red, but not fully gone brown yet.
I have an idea of how to use an ability slightly differently than it might have been intended.
I mean, honestly, we pretty much play everything by the book, so I'm gonna have to say no on it. No, what do you got? What's your thought?
I think Malk will kind of crouch, lick some of the blood that's been located, pierce his claws into the ground, and let out a slow, rumbling growl. And I will use Twisting Territory, where I can intuitively know who is the alpha, who is the apex predator within this area. And furthermore, they get the uncanny feeling that they're under threat, which is typically a bad thing for me, but let's say we're tracking somebody who's in the area. Now the alpha predator feels under threat. It might scare them back in our direction.
Jeff, did you roll the stress for me?
I did not. You get, let me do that really fast. It's gonna be a D6. 1 stress. Check it's gonna be to, we'll call this echo, as you're kind of splitting, you're like dividing your mind and your spirit and kind of separating a little bit of yourself, going off down these different tunnels.
I have 1 echo protection.
Okay, so no fallout.
Nice.
So, Malik, you can go through the ritual process, and maybe it doesn't have exactly the effect that you wanted, but you do, and it's not, you don't think it's coincidence. You do hear this sort of guttural, almost metallic howl coming from, you're looking at this stone terrace, at this like heavy steps, right? And you can see at the very top of it, there is this like rocky dome archway. And you can hear like that howl just like kind of coming out from within that hole in the ceiling.
Okay. So I'll make sure to let the others know. Like, I've got an intuitive understanding of like there's some sort of mechanical hound that roams these areas. It is the thing to be most fearful of.
Mm-hmm.
This is good information.
Well, we know he was bleeding, and we know he had feathers. So I think if we keep an eye out for those sorts of things, we'll be able to pick up his trail.
And now there's a beast that is growling that he'll likely be trying to avoid. We can use that to further narrow our path.
Do you feel this beast would be trying to avoid him or trying to hunt him?
No, this is the alpha of the area. It will not hide. From him or us, but he is deeper in.
Very well.
Did you say that it was injured? Is that what you said?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I was saying that we knew that he had been bleeding.
Oh,
and that
okay.
he had, the feathers from
Yes.
birds.
Okay.
So we can look for those sorts of things as well as singular footprints. Yeah, broken branches, things that have been moved maybe. Yeah, we can keep an eye out for those sorts of things as we hunt this thing down.
I'm really curious about that dog. Right. And it's that way?
I mean, let's focus on the one target here. Mine on
But
the
have
prize.
you ever seen a dog made of metal?
No, but that's not my goal right now. We got to focus here, Esme.
I do agree with Dante. I would
Okay.
love to see a metal dog, but right now we have a heathen who brought harm to the Holy Trinity that I must put bullets through their eyeballs in a
Okay,
public
okay.
place.
All right.
Through their knees right
Oh,
now.
my bad. I was a little high on that.
Yeah. Bring your aim down.
All right, aim down. You
Yeah.
got.
Aim
would
for
be
the
happy-
foot, and then that way you get to the knee when you aim a little higher.
Strafe up. Excellent point. But if you wish to track this gentleman, I would be happy to assist you however I can.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably a better hunter than I am.
Our skills overlap nicely.
Yes.
We can do it all
I will-
together.
Teamwork makes dream work.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make the skill test if you think I'll do it
So
better.
before we get too far in this, I need Esme and Malik to roll to add stress to the to this sort of mini delve. We didn't do that.
Okay.
So it's defaults to D4 unless you have equipment that you would have been using on the skill that makes sense to apply in this situation.
It wouldn't have made sense for my test, so.
All right.
Okay.
While
Then just
you
a
all
D4.
are planning the delve, Zenobe is still just in the back of the group reading his book.
Okay.
Maybe sometime you should let me read that book too. You seem very engrossed with it.
Zenobe doesn't even look up, but a mouse does climb out of one of his pouches and goes up his shoulder around his neck and starts drinking some water that's dripping from his hair.
What the hell? You're infested, man.
What?
You got mice in you, right?
Another mouse climbs out of a different pouch and then comes up next to the other one. Oh, that's
Oh,
just
sweet.
Zenobe.
Oh,
But
we have
you're
something in common.
Zenobe. Are you a meat mech piloted by a series of mice?
Why are you talking to us?
Oh my god, it is true.
We have something in common. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so exciting.
Esme, you should teach him about having a useful and productive symbiotic relationship.
It takes time to form, and it seems like it's at least parasitic, but we'll see if it turns symbiotic.
Well, they said we. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Parasites. They're mice.
Well, you provide them with water. I just don't know what they provide you with. So I'm not saying parasitic as if, I'm judging. It's just that's all I've seen so far. So anyway, let's get back to this.
Delve.
Let's all hunt together.
Are we actually going to delve tonight? I don't see the point.
No. I mean, this. I don't think we're ever gonna delve again.
That's lots of
Dante. Dante, you wanted to do something before?
Yeah, I mean, we were either gonna delve or hunt for this thing. Yeah.
Hunt would probably be pretty useful here, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a roll for that.
Tech would probably be a good one if you're looking. Oh wait, are you looking for the howling thing, or are you looking for?
No, we're looking for the dude. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying like we need to stay on target, guys.
Yeah, hunt Haven or
target.
hunt Occult, since we're still kind of in the area that's affected by your landmark. So hunt Haven or hunt Occult.
Esme will assist.
Assist?
If I hold down control, you said I can click on multiple people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Getting only one or the other. Let's try.
Well, the person has to have a Haven or excuse me, has to have either Haven or they have to have the domain or the skill. So it's possible that if the
Everybody
person you're
has
trying to
hunt.
click on. Okay. Okay. All right. So success at cost. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Stress.
Man, I am rolling nothing for stress. So one stress. I've rolled like nothing about ones or twos all night for stress.
You want me to take that to what?
We'll say, as you're kind of tracking these blood droplets, and you're kind of doing your best to like find a path up this large, wide, like overgrown terrace. There's all sorts of like thorns and branches and vines that are weaving through here. As you notice, like they're not like all like vegetation, but they are actually like tech in some way. Like you're seeing what looks like cables and wires, and like there's kind of a mixture of those two. And probably while you're being very, very focused, maybe one of your packs gets caught on one of those, and a few basic supplies kind of get ripped out. And we'll say we'll go to supply stress. I think I can do it from here. Let me see.
Yeah, I clicked on it. Oh.
Okay, and then let me do Fallout. You should be good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So you kind of come up to the top of this terrace. There's this, that big old archway. It takes a good half an hour for everyone to kind of get up the terrace is like each tier is like so heavy. It's like 10 feet onto itself. Something like for a giant to climb up. And when you get up to the very top and sort of the direction where that howl was coming from, you look out and you can see what appears like this large cavern filled with sort of a series of these kind of forested islets along the way. But there's kind of, when you're looking down at them, you can see like there's this kind of bits of like water or fluid in between them. Each one of these overly perfectly circular islets, like these small little mounds that are maybe 20 feet across each one, and it looks just perfectly circular. You can see that there are these trees that are kind of growing here and there, but when you look at them, they are lit up, they're illuminated. You can tell first of all that there's like, they almost look like light bulbs that are flickering on and off here and there, giving the whole cavern this light. And you realize that the trees themselves are metallic. You can see the reflection in the lights. They're not real. With the exception of one, as you notice kind of in the center of all of this, there is this one There's one kind of small hill, same thing, perfect circle with a slight mound, about 20 feet across. You can see this sapling. The only thing in here that actually looks real. It doesn't look technological in some way. What you see huddled around it is this pack of strange, like canine-like creatures. And you hear the sound of that like metallic howl as one of the larger beasts just kind of howls out and echoes to the cavern. You see the lights flicker as it does, and it kind of washes up in your direction.
Zenobe bursts into a sprint out of nowhere towards this tree.
Okay, so you're just kind of going right through this liquid. You're thrashing over. No problem.
Absolutely.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
I was going to ask if I can tell what the liquid is made out of, but now I'm just going to watch Zenobe go through it to see if it's dangerous or not.
Okay.
I wonder what happens. I'm going to get a little bit of a closer look.
Okay.
So she's not going to catch up, but she is going to head in that direction.
Okay, so you you kind of linger in the back. You follow Zenobe, but you do it at a very
She's curious.
cautious pace. Yeah.
I'll call out as I'm running. It's been blessed by the queen.
That's funny. She hasn't left my heart.
What queen?
Malik, Dante, Lucius, what are the three of you doing?
Yeah, I'm really watching Zenobe to see what happens when he splashes through this. I'm also going to be getting my pistol and my dagger ready for combat because I think this is going to go sideways.
What are you talking about?
I expect this to go terribly. As
Ye of little faith.
yeah. So,
I will
but, so I'm
side
gonna
thee.
arm my my rifle. Probably slowly start walking that direction, but I'm not rushing. After Zenobe.
Roll my eyes slightly, but respect that he is clearly pulled by a strong faith, and I will begin sprinting after as well.
Okay. You head out, and you're sprinting. Dante, Lucius, Esme moving a little bit more kind of patiently. As Zenobe splashes through the liquid, it is only about ankle, shin deep. It's not very deep at all. It splashes all over the place. Zenobe, you're not paying attention. You're laser focused on this sign. Lucius, as you're passing through, and you said specifically you're kind of interested in it, it smells odd to you. It doesn't smell like water. Like there's a sort of a foul odor to it. It looks clear. You know, when you look down at it, it definitely is clear, but it certainly isn't water. And when maybe you even like reach down and kind of like do a little kind of feel it between your fingers, and it's very like it feels like some kind of lubricant of some kind. Like it's very clear.
It smells foul.
It smells very, very foul. Like something, like you would be in a workshop. That kind of like in someone left open turpentine or something like that. But you're not sure exactly what it is.
Those hanging back on this side, I'm not sure what this is, but if I have to guess, highly flammable comes to mind.
Hey, that's exactly what we need.
This is what we have. What is your plan, Dante?
Well,
there's no time to plan, actually, because Zenobe is rushing in. Malik is following.
We're just gonna let him go. We're just gonna,
Malik and Zenobe, you are Malik. You're probably second. Zenobe, you're first. Zenobe, you get to the little island closest to the one where the tree is, and
Completely expecting the dogs to run away or whatever creatures they were.
two things happen. First, you notice that a few of them are gnawing on something, like ripping it apart in the ground. And the second thing you notice is that the other two one of which is quite larger than the other, turn, growl, and lunge in your direction. What do you want to do?
I raise my arms up to make myself look bigger because I've heard that scares away wild animals. I read it in a book somewhere.
Okay.
The book that you have in your hands?
Different book.
Oh, different.
I was much younger when I read that book.
Okay.
Oh.
Is this in fact what you want to do? Roll compel technology, and this is a dangerous action.
Anyone helping? Because I'm not good at compel or technology.
Malik is the only one
you're
who's
way the
remotely
hell over
close. No one else is
And
there.
She
I
would
didn't
if
say
she was
that I
there.
drank or ate anything
Yeah.
in here
She's
yet,
trying
so-
to
I mean-
catch up. But
Mm,
All
I
right,
have
all right.
compel, but I'm nowhere near you.
sorry.
And nor do I want to help you. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a failure. I kind of saw that coming.
Okay. So,
What are you doing?
Malik.
I read this scares them, and I'm waving my hands and going.
Malik,
"Ah!"
I see.
so as
I
you do
see.
this, you see the larger of these strange rust beasts just lunges out at Zenobe. So Zenobe, go ahead and 1 second. Okay, so it lunges forth with these massive, like, metallic razor claws, these sort of jagged metal teeth, launches out at you, and you'll take, as it literally flops on top of you and pins you to the ground and starts just raking through you, 6 points of blood stress.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's a lot.
Once per session,
Okay?
I can turn. I'm sorry. Let me find it here. Once per session, when I take stress to any resistance other than Echo, I'll allocate it to Echo, and I have plus
Okay.
1 Echo protection.
All right. So you take
So-
take
Yeah,
5.
you also have 1+1 blood protection. If that
I'm still
helps you.
doing this.
Yeah.
So there are these, like, as I'm running through the water, like, sort of like a shield rises up out of the water, and it's not actually the water itself, but it's watery spirits that I'm, like, conjuring. And this creature, when it, like, attacks me, those water spirits are the ones that actually take the brunt of this attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll Fallout die. So what are you at in terms of
That's good.
Fallout? What's your total Fallout?
Where do I see that?
Or assume your total stress. My bad. Just the total amount of box you
for-
checked.
That would be
Just total.
5, 6, 7.
7? Okay, you're good. No fallout happens. Okay, but there now is this giant, rusty, metallic beast thrashing its way through Zenobe, as the rest of them now are also alerted. Any order. There's no specific order to this.
Real quick, would you say that I let my curiosity lead me into danger?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, that's kind of what
Cool.
Esme's
The only problem
trying to
the
do
only
too.
problem with that actually is there's actually one problem with that. Your other one is to find a heart touch sapling on a delve and bring it back to a haven for planting. The same
Which is why
action,
I was looking for that.
the same action
Oh,
Can't-
no.
can't actually earn you 2 beats at once.
Okay. Well, I just won't take the sapling then. I'll go ahead and take the first beat.
Okay. I mean, all
Does.
right. What's up next? Who is doing something here? Go ahead, Esme.
Esme has the same beat because, Stephen and I do the same thing. And she is awfully curious about what those other dogs are chewing on that didn't go after Zenobe. And she's gonna.
Don't forget, you're ways behind. You actually haven't, like, you and Lucius and Dante, you all specifically said that you were being more methodical and moving up, and the only person who said that they were sprinting were Malik and Zenobe. So the only one who are probably really close enough to discern what that thing is, or even know that there's a thing there, are probably just Malik and Zenobe.
We learned who the cowards in the group are. Let's
If you
just say
have,
that.
if you want to use your ability, like that ability thing to like kind of launch your bees out again and try to, that's fine. Like, but if it's just like, discerning from
No,
like a great
she
distance.
wants to go to that place. Like she wants to run up there and see what they're doing.
Okay.
Because she was following after Zenobe, just not at full speed.
Okay. So it is being torn apart by a couple of these different creatures. The sounds, I mean, like, how are you trying to evade, I think, is the most likely skill here as you're trying to get up onto this thing to see what's going on.
She's
but if you have another...
wondering if it is possibly as the fly stings and if it is possibly still alive and savable. So that's what she's curious about. So she's just trying to get up there to see, and would almost rather interpose herself if it would mean saving him, but enough to bring back for justice.
Right. I'm just trying to get a skill here. That's all I'm asking.
I'm sorry.
Evade, discern, I think would probably apply here as well because you're moving up.
Yeah.
So
discern first to identify it.
Okay. And so since you're moving up directly into like where there's 3 of them now, this sounds like a dangerous action as you're trying to move up to it. So discern's fine, and this would be you could pick tech, I guess, since there's the tech animals here, but you can also pick Haven because it does look like it's a body of some kind, so you can do that too. So either one of those would probably apply here.
I'm going to choose technology.
Okay.
And it's dangerous.
Okay. That is a failure because dangerous removes the top 2 and then takes the 3rd highest. So as you move past Zenobe, who's just getting thrashed around by this huge beast after trying to be big, you charge past up onto the small, again, it's about 20 foot in diameter, and there's that one solo sapling kind of coming up from it. You charge up, and you're kind of looking and you take not 2 steps onto this island before the rest of them just lunge at you and start trying to block you. Now I will say you do in fact notice that it is a body. It does look like Aelfir has been ripped apart. You haven't learned whether it's living or not, but you can definitely confirm it's Aelfir. However, you are going to take since these are just the regular ones, and so they come at you with their metallic claws and teeth. This is actually only going to be a D6 against you because this is the regular. But it is still 6 points of blood damage as it starts gnawing away.
All right. So leading myself into danger because of my curiosity, I'm going to take the trait of uncanny biology. Can I use that now?
No,
so
you have to take that stress for that.
Right. No, I'll take that then. So that's 6 and 7, 8, 9. So yep.
You take a fallout. Okay. So this is an 8, which means it should be a major fallout.
That's fine.
So I already said it was blood stress that you were taking, so it'll probably have to be a major blood. So let's see what we got. We could do I mean, it's definitely a critical injury of some kind, I would say, is probably
Is
a fair
there a way
one
it can
to
be
do.
rolled, or do you just have to pick?
I don't think I have any random ones set up. Let me see if I got any. No, I don't have any random ones set up. It's really just you kind of just what makes sense in the situation, and kind of obviously like you could negotiation type stuff. So I would say. Sorry, I'm going to my. I didn't have my list up. My bad. I'm not gonna say. It starts gnawing through you. I'll say critical injury. You take a hit, some are vital. The GM picks a skill you have access to, and you no longer have access to that skill. So, for example, a hit to your sword arm could remove kill, an eye injury could remove discern, and I think that makes sense because you were going up and you were trying to look, and it lunges at you, and maybe it like claws across your face. And so, until you get rid of this critical injury, you no longer have access to discern. So we'll say that. Okay, then you were going to go with something else now too. What was the rest of that there, Adam?
But just to flavor things in, I know this is after I took the fallout, but you can see that, or anyone over time can see that the bees start producing wax in the area of my face as any part of my body can be replaced, and I will from now on have +2 blood protection.
Nice. So maybe the claw that happens, you can already see like coming out of the various parts of your body where the bees are stored. They're already there, kind of stitching it up with whatever kind of like honey, connective tissue, like already kind of getting to work at it.
Nice.
Okay, who's next?
Well, I suppose I will do my best.
Yeah, you go. You'll do more damage than I will.
Not intentionally, but Malik will somewhat raise his arms up. Make his
He already works.
Make himself big. Is that what you can do?
I can't do the voice while I'm laughing.
He'll make himself big. Turn on the glowing flame on his claws, and he'll attempt to plunge his claws as deep into the sides of this beast as possible and try to suplex it off of his friend.
Oh, that's wonderful. Kill makes sense, obviously, and then
we're friends.
And then I'll take either Tech or Warren for this.
I have Warren, and I have Kill. All right, so Kill.
And I will say, if you're going for the big one, it's actually difficulty risky.
Okay.
So drop the highest die, basically.
I'll do that. Risky, Kill Warren, and go. I said go.
That's a straight up success. As you had 2 8s, drop the top 8. So describe what it looks like, and then roll your stress as well as you attack this thing.
So the effect of these claws is that they are piercing. They will ignore the arm of whatever metal it has within. So the hands do plunge deep within its sides. And then he'll turn it off so they can solidify inside of it so that he can pick it up. And quite seriously, he'll make himself big and pick it up off of his friend and then slam it down.
It's a huge metallic creature. When you try to lift, it's extraordinarily heavy, but you get it up off.
You lift with your legs, Zenobe.
Roll your stress die as you do stress to it.
Okay.
Whatever you have.
Is that what they meant by make it bigger?
Yes, it meant you have to literally make yourself bigger, not figuratively. Okay, 5 points. Okay. And you slam it back down, maybe, and that causes it to, like, you can hear it, and you hear this, like, metallic whimper of a dog as it kind of claps down. One of its legs gets all kind of bends in slightly and seems bowed and almost ready to snap, but it quickly rights itself, starts to growl at you, its shiny, rusty metal teeth looking at you. Who is next?
I'd like to go if that's okay.
All right, you can or I can.
Would you say that this creature is shin deep in water?
This creature? Shin deep in water? No, because there's not water here.
And but like liquid, right?
Liquid, yes, but not water.
Liquid is partly water, right? Okay. It's not gonna. Okay.
If you want to use an ability, you can use an ability. I have no problem with that. If it's specifically water, this isn't water.
Okay. So Zenobe is going to just lunge at this creature, and it's going to grab the creature's jaws with both of his hands and try to pry them open. And he'll put his head right next to this thing's mouth and start to vomit, literally vomiting salt water into this creature, like baby birding, just drowning this creature with salt water.
Yes!
You conjure salt water in the lungs of those who oppose you. Spell functions as the following weapon: kill D6 piercing. So that would
Okay.
be kill a cult.
If it doesn't specifically designate a domain, then it would
It
be.
does not.
Okay, then it would be whatever. It would be a domain based on the creature, and those are Tech and Warren. So either one of those would apply
Okay.
if you have Tech or Warren. So roll kill, then Tech.
I don't
and
have
then
either, so we'll
it's
go
also
Warren.
it's also going to be risky. So any actions done on this creature are risky.
Am I able to
Okay.
assist since I'm
If you
somewhat
have-
grappling it? And I
If
have
you
kill,
have kill, yeah.
and
Yeah,
I have
that's why
Warren,
not.
so I have both
You just
kill and
maybe
Warren.
you help open.
I'll assist. I'll take a shot at it.
Sort of distracted from a distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so assist from Dante and Malik, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Just remember, if he fails, all of you are getting something. As
That's
well.
okay.
It's
I really want this to succeed.
Okay.
That's too awesome.
Success at cost. Okay.
All right, I can handle that.
So there's a couple things at once. Roll the stress because you might be able to kill it if you roll decently.
Okay, the reason I asked if it was water, it says it's D6. If the target is shin deep in water, it inflicts D8 damage. So it's still D6.
You can take a D8. It's not water, but you can take a D8. That's fine. Okay.
I rolled the wrong one. That's a D10. Sorry.
Oh,
But that was really good.
Okay, you can roll a D4 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Tired of this bullshit. Okay.
Hey!
Of course you do better.
Fine.
Describe your kill, Steven.
Yeah, I pretty much described it. I'm holding open its jaws, and Malik comes up and helps me to hold them even more. And Dante's shot just punctures through the torso, and you can see I'm vomiting this salt water into its mouth, and it's just running through its entire body, and like it's draining out the bullet hole from Dante's shot until the whole thing is just flooded and cannot move anymore.
So as the body of this thing is just filling and filling up, you feel like this thing starting to shiver and move and shift and like start to shake and quake as it's in your hands, Malik. You hear the sounds of electrical sparks that are actually happening as well. And each of you are going to take stress. As I'll say, Zenobe and Malik, we'll make this blood stress as these like this sort of cascading electrical explosion occurs as the mixture of water and whatever kind of tech device in here that was causing this thing to add life explodes. And so the two of you will take 8 points of blood stress. Jesus, this thing erupts. And
Dante, you said we have one protection for blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sorry to
then
interrupt.
no worries. And then Dante, I don't think it really makes sense for you to get the same one as them, as you are not there. But instead, what we'll say is like as you
I'm gonna
maybe
take it to
quick.
fortune.
Okay, oh,
As,
that'll work.
In the thick of it, I'm gonna just choose to do that as an adventurer.
Yeah, and maybe it's like the quickness of
Yeah.
trying to like you're burning through your luck of the day. So I was gonna roll it separately for you because it's different stress.
Okay, sure.
It's a different effect. So 7 for you. Dear
Oh
God.
no, it's only 7.
Dear God.
That's
All
not
right. D12 for Zenobe. This is your fallout check. Is that equal to or under your fallout? That's
minor fallout.
Okay, so you are at 14
Yeah,
stress.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, you clicked the other thing. Okay, that's fine. We'll just say like some basic burns are probably what's gonna kind of come down for you since it's just minor. Like you've got like these electrical burns that are kind of coating up and down. So just put down burns. Nothing.
Is there a
alarming.
spot on the sheet to note that?
Yeah, I think you can add them in, or you can
Yeah,
drag.
there's-
them
Oh, I
over.
see fallout. Sorry.
Fallout. There's the fallout in the book are sample fallout. They're not like you only use those. It's like they encourage you to make up stuff that sort of works because there's 2 types. There's immediate and ongoing. So we're just gonna call it immediate. You're just electrically shocked. And then for Malik,
Let's see.
yeah, go ahead and roll.
I rolled a 1. It's
Uh,
definitely less.
Same thing. I mean, both of you just basically have the same thing.
We
as your
both rolled
foe.
runs.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing
I
happened to you.
screwed you all.
So.
Yeah, it was worth it.
So we'll call this the equivalent of, I'm just kind of looking at the effects this might have. We'll call it like the equivalent of of battered. You got horrible. It's like horrible shock that is kind of cascading through you, and you're feeling like your reflexes maybe are a little bit slown. So basically, actions taken in combat are risky. Any task that requires fine dexterity are out of the question. So that's essentially what you're dealing with. It's like your reflexes have been kind of shocked into some level of submission. Dante, you took fortune, right?
Yep, I have 9 fortune stress right now.
So when I roll Fallout, by the way, Fallout, you should add up all of your stress. So I'm rolling this here. That's under. So that's under again.
Yeah. So I'll be taking major.
With
Fallout?
3, you should be only taking minor.
Okay.
It's like 1 to 6. I can't remember the cutoff, but 3 is pretty low, so I'm pretty sure it's just minor.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We'll just say unlucky. Things are going to get worse before they get better. We're going to say you cannot use any protection, any fortune protection, and that's ongoing for a little while until it makes sense for it to go away. Okay, so the big one of these creatures has been vomited into, smashed, exploded with this electrical charge. Zenobe and Malik are their hands are kind of shaking from the effect. Dante is kind of stumbling as he took a quicker shot than he probably intended. His packs and his guns are kind of getting caught up in one another. Esme's got a claw across her face. And Luscious has just eaten pork rinds. So who's next? Is there anything you want to do, Chuck?
He's muted.
That's probably a good thing.
I am double muted. It's not pork rinds, it's McDonald's. That is the
sounds
benefit from having a grown
even
ass
better.
child with a job. They
There
buy
you
me
go.
McDonald's.
Nice.
Fantastic. There's 3 more of these creatures that are attacking Esme.
I want to move across the water, get a little closer, and I want to activate my Oath of Fury ability
Okay.
and pretty much beseech the meat tree as seen on this side of me for Holy Fury.
Okay.
So I need to roll an Endure and Religion check.
Okay.
And if I pass, I get a knack specifically against the enemies that we're fighting.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your Endure Religion.
Like, oh, meaty foliage, give me the strength to smite these anti-meat assholes and all of their not meaty goodness.
How many more of these creatures are there?
There's 3 more, and pretty much all of them are on Esme.
Okay.
That's a success, yeah. So, knack would probably be something technological. Probably some sort of like reverse engineering, something like that.
Okay.
Animatronics.
Okay. Is it? I know it's really free form on initiative. Is it too much for me to take a shot now, or should I?
No, of course you can do an action. Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
Now that I have a knack against metal not meat assholes, I'm gonna go and take a shot.
Okay.
Let's see. That's gonna be kill. And what domain are we rocking?
This is Tech or Warren.
Let's see. How does the knack come in?
So it's an extra die. So in terms of when it rolls, it also might be mastery. It might pop up when you go to click a roll. That could
just
be
doing this mastery.
just click that.
Cool.
Dope.
So it would have in this against the normal ones. It's just standard unless you're doing something that suggests increased difficulty. So critical success, you would inflict double stress.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll your stress die. Did you have a gun? You said.
I have a gun, so
What's
it's
the damage?
a D6. So I roll it twice. Do I add that together, or do we pick the higher?
You add it together.
It's brutal,
Okay.
right?
5 with.
Oh wait, because you're brutal. Because if you have a brutal tag on your weapon, that's
I
different.
do gain the brutal tag because of Oath of Fury as well.
Okay, so we'll say take the 4 instead of the 1, and now do another 2 die and take the higher of those 2d6s.
Okay. So
Since
another
you're free.
2d6.
Yeah, we'll take the higher of those 2 and add it to the 4. Okay.
5. 9.
9 points of damage as you fire right and you hear this kind of cacophony, of sound kind of echoing through this weird field of island trees. The bullet is blessed by the meat tree, as it is not just any bullet, but some kind of bone that it just shapes into. And you see all of you that are watching this as it grows mid-flight to this almost the size of like a cannonball, and rips right through one of them, completely ripping apart its engineering, all its different interior gears and wires, which collapse down on top of Esme, who's currently getting clawed by them. The ball continues through and embeds in a second one. Doesn't fully destroy this one, but the second one stumbles off to the side, flops down to the ground. It goes to get up, and like a dog that has drank just way too much alcohol, is just stumbling around, confused. That's a hell of a shot. Who's next?
Nice job.
One is down, one
as
is
a hound-
fine, and one is nearly dead.
As a hound that
Plus one
has
if put
drank a
down the
lot,
second one.
I'd like to go next.
I'm sorry, say that again, Jeremy?
Would +1 have put down the second dog?
It actually would have, because
You have a
it would
+1.
have been 10 points of damage. And so as it stands up, it's like it's moving, but it's like an AT-AT that's just stumbling, and then collapse down into the ground. There's now just one remaining.
Look at
Dante's
me
gonna take a
doing
shot at it.
stuff.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, he's gonna take aim with his long rifle. Seeing that he already took out the alpha, he figures it'll be pretty easy to take out one of these little guys.
And Esme is going to point at it and say, "Shoot it here!"
Okay.
Giving you an assist with the technology domain.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. That's a really nice use of it, for sure. And in standard difficulty, just for this last one.
Yeah. And thanks for in the thick of it, since I took minor fallout or fortune fallout, I get to roll with mastery for the remainder of the situation. So, huzzah.
Oh, right on. Oh, man.
Boom, boom.
That's critical success.
Nice.
Describe your kill. Whatever you roll, you're going to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go like right through the eye. We'll just go with that. He's been pretty pinpoint on his accuracy so far in this fight, and it's just he knows that if you're gonna put a hound down, you put him down fast.
Okay. So Esme underneath is kind of pointing up, and not to the head, but is pointing like to the specific spot.
Yeah, I'll
Probably
shoot there.
And you're just like, you look, like instinct takes you there, but then you just follow Esme's lead, and you just fire like right into this sort of central sort of cylindrical torso, and the bullet rips in, and it just explodes from the inside, and you can hear it, Esme, this cascade effect of these small electrical explosions, and it just, this rusty beast just falls down on top of you, and you're able to shove it off. They were all dead. When you all come to, some of you have taken some damage. You look down and you see the body of an Aelfir. Since we're at the end, I'm not going to require a roll. You don't recognize the face, but you recognize the clothing. This is definitely why the fly stings. And while the fly stings has suffered a horrific death at the hands of these rust beasts that have like just torn and ripped in the shreds. There's still some sort of movement here, but you can see the face is just kind of half removed, almost as if the skin underneath the normal Aelfir mask, like the dogs are just trying to rake it off. You can see twitching in the body here and there that suggests like there might be living pulses within it, but there's no recognition in the eyes, which dart around looking up at you, and there's like there's no way a person could survive such injuries. What do you all want to do?
Zenobe will go towards that plant sapling that he
Okay.
saw.
All right.
Check that out.
Okay. Yeah. As you get up close, you watch as at the root, at the base of where the sapling plants into this weird dirt, as you're kind of, you kneel down and you realize, like, as you pick it up and let it run through your hand. It doesn't feel like grains of sand. There's something kind of almost feels like shavings, and it's like rust shavings. It's just rust, shavings and shavings of rust that you shake off. But you see, as you bend down at the base of the stem of this sapling, a small pool of water begins to sort of sprout up right at the base and creates this tiny little pond. And then you, as you're kneeling down and you're looking, you feel inexplicably raindrops falling down, kind of hitting your forehead, your shoulder, and you look up and there's dew that's just dropping from the small leaves that are kind of sticking out and spread out to the side.
The Queen's blessing. And I look up and just open my mouth and try to catch as many drops as I can.
Yeah, roll up. No, just kidding. I catch a bunch. No problem.
Yeah, after I feel sufficiently soaked and drenched, I'll rummage through my pockets, looking for some sort of tool. Not really finding anything. I'll find a book, and I'll just rip out all of the pages till I just have the hard cover, and I'll use that as like a trowel to try and dig up the sapling.
Nice. What are the rest of you doing? Specifically
while
with the
he's
body.
doing that, Esme is on the ground, covering her eyes, and she holds her other hand out towards Malik, because the bees can see for her, and she goes, "Malik, can you help me up?"
Of course.
If somebody, she points to Dante. She's like, if somebody wanted a hound of their own, if we could bring one back, maybe I could fix it.
All right. But I want the big one.
Make sure you bring all the parts you can.
Well,
this is really weird. I can't see like I'm used to.
yeah. Well, first things first. I'm gonna pull out a canteen I have. Normally filled with water, but I'm gonna pour it out, and I'm gonna gather some of this liquid, so that way I can take it back to see if we can test it to see if it's actually flammable, if it's something we
Gotcha.
can use in a
Okay.
short term.
Put down like a D6 resource of strange liquid. Just put that down for now.
Yeah. And then, are you hurt there, Esme? Do you need a little mending?
Oh, I think this is going to take surgery.
You had what kind of fallout?
A major blood.
Let me lead you in prayer to the meat tree, and I believe that it's holy, medium rare goodness will provide you healing.
Well, I mean, isn't the best? Yes, that's right. Medium rare is the best. I'm out of sorts.
Technically, I prefer rare, but most people, they prefer medium rare. If you want rare, we can do rare healing.
I want the best.
Let's go rare. I'll use my administration's ability. Once per session, I'll lead anyone with fallout in a prayer to the meat tree. And if they have minor, it removes it. If they have major, it downgrades it to minor.
Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Will you wait until after I dig up the sapling, because I'm kind of busy?
Do you have fallout?
Yeah, I got electrocuted.
I think he's talking about how you have to lead everyone through prayer, and he's busy digging in order to pray. Right? Is that what you're getting at?
Can you wait like 5 minutes before you start praying?
Listen,
I don't know who you're praying to. I know it's not the drowned queen, and I don't appreciate it.
It is the meat tree, the one true deity of this. Meet the appendages of the heart, like veins going through the world beneath. I will wait for you.
Can't you love a throbbing vein? I'm just trying to dig up this tree real quick.
Listen, the throbbing vein blesses us all.
If he's willing to wait, then I'll take the.
I'll
the
wait till
minor
he's
fallout
done,
heal.
and then I'll
Thank
do the
you.
Yeah, yeah.
prayer.
Okay.
Yeah,
We-
is
we
that
also
everyone?
kneel for the throbbing.
Anyone who
vein.
wants to join me in prayer.
Nice.
That's
Sorry,
cool.
I just have to be an asshole.
So what are we downgrading critical injury to?
I can only
was a-
downgrade fallouts.
Did you take a? Well, no. Critical injury is the name of it. It's not
Mhm.
like a critical fallout. That's different. So that was a major. So you can downgrade that. And again, that was like a specific injury, right? Like you got like clawed pretty badly.
Yeah.
Let's do let's just do something like I don't know.
Is
just
blinded
tired,
minor or
maybe.
major?
Is what? Say it again.
Is blinded minor or major?
Blinded is not minor.
okay.
I say let's just call it like spitting teeth. It's maybe the whole claw got your full face.
Okay.
While your heels are good, like your eyes are good. So any action that requires you to speak or look respectable is risky, as you still have problems on your face. Like the claw kind of went deep and it got into your mouth, and he was able to help the sight issue, but the teeth still need time to regrow.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to end it here, but is there anything we do with the body that we see twitching in front of you? Half eaten
Put
by
the
these.
bullet through it to make the twitching stop.
And you do.
Yeah, I figured Lucius would do that.
All right.
I think the
So-
only other thing I would do is check to see if anyone has any blood damage, because I can, once per session, heal a D4 worth of blood stress.
Blood stress. I know Zenobe
now.
and Malik took
Yeah, I took some.
fallout, so they should. No, your blood stress should have cleared after you took the
Oh,
fallout.
when I take fallout, the stress clears.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
have
then-
any follow.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So
Oh,
Malik, if you have
okay.
blood, I'll roll D4 for you.
I mean, if the taking the fallout made us lose the stress, I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you're good. Then everyone's good. Then all right.
Yeah. And when you take a fallout, does it remove it in that category or all your?
If
in
it's
terms,
minor, it's just that category. If it's major, it's everything.
Okay, so yeah, mine was major, so it would have been everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
you should.
I
be
promise I
pretty
read
clear.
the rule book. I just forgot the rules.
There's a lot of rules. We play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Easy to lose track of them.
Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't just done like a mechanics Monday on it.
Nice.
So the last thing we see as you all kind of stitch your wounds, rest, you break down these creatures to take resources back. I'll say there's 3d6s worth of rusted dog bits, and there's 1d8 rusted dog bits. Those are sort of 4 different resources that can be divvied however you want.
What domain is that?
That'll be tech.
I'll take one of the D6s if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, so 3d6s and 1d8
Tips!
worth of that.
Yeah, I'll
And
take the D8. Because I said the one, the big one.
okay. And then the last thing we see is you all kind of having your prayer around this now unearthed sapling. And we will and as we kind of close down, the lights, like you could see all the lights around on these like tech trees begins to flicker, and then all of the light dims until it's completely dark, and the only thing that you see is this like illuminated streams of this weird lubricant that weaves in between the islands. And that's where we'll end our session for tonight. Islands in the stream, and we are done.
All right.
All right, beats.
Putting me on islands twice today.
Some of you did really good with beats, but I don't know how everybody did. I think you got both off the bat, Dante. Right?
Yeah, I got mine like right off the bat. Like,
I figured you would. I was glad
Charming.
you were picking up on what I was putting down. I was like, yeah, okay, he's picking up. He's picking it up. Yeah, okay.
yeah. You're like, tell me all about it. And I was like, yes, I will.
Because he picked one where he could charm someone with tales of his exploits, and then engage in reckless abandon with drink, drugs, or sex. So definitely hit both of those.
Yeah, I get
Good on you.
Esme, you got Curiosity, Legion to Danger, but the Dreams one we'll have to touch into next time. Lucius,
I didn't get mine.
I think the Interrogate one is okay because you did talk to
New
Al
York.
C. Hollick. You did
Okay.
interrogate him.
Law and Order.
I
I
will
think that
take it.
applies.
Yeah, it was moving.
I'll take
crates,
the
right?
the
That's law and
sapling
order,
one
right?
He was
on.
doing the whole time. He's like, listen, this is gonna take long. I got work to do. You know, I hate that in Law and Order. Like they're always so busy. I'm like, there's a murder here. Shut the damn freaking crate down and talk.
You get questioned for murder all the time in New York that you don't
so
even
busy.
bother. Stop working.
Oh, again? This is the 4th time today. Malik, spare someone's life. I think
needed
that happened.
to punish somebody, and I needed to spare somebody's life.
I think you did both. I think you managed to get both of those done. Zenobe, Curiosity, and the sapling. So yeah.
Good. You said I can't do the same for each moment, so I'll just do the sapling then.
I think there's 2 separate moments. The first one was the Legion of Danger. You got the attack. I was just going to say I was saying if you wanted to take the ability, you could take it. You could take only one right then. You couldn't take the 2.
Gotcha.
So the one of like getting attacked by the thing is fine, but then taking the extra moment to like dig and tear up your book, I think that's a separate moment, and you can get credit for the sapling at that point.
What a benevolent DM.
Let's do some close and plugs and get the hell out of here. We'll end with Adam, so we'll start with Chuck. Chuck, Defender Sokobo.
Oh my gosh. What is today? Saturday? Wednesday. Our Thunder Rift Forbidden Lands campaign ended with an abrupt ascension to godhood. So we're going to be doing some Fallout 2D20 by Modifius for the next handful of weeks. So come check that out. We've got one of my old school defenders, April, joining us for this. And we've got a new member for the Wednesday crew, Seth, from the Monday nights. I don't know if that podcast still exists or not, but he's going to be joining the Wednesday crew. Thursday, we're doing Curse of Strahd with the Watercolors and Warriors girls. Friday will be actually Joe from Defenders is making his own system called Anvia. And we're going to be kicking off into a mini campaign this Friday at 10 p.m. And then next Saturday, I'll let Adam plug the GMP thing, and I'll plug the Goodman Games, twitch.tv/Goodman Games official. Bert's running us through some Forbidden Lands. That's not right.
Weird Frontiers.
What's that? Weird Frontiers. That's the right word. Weird Frontiers. So that's what Defenders got going this week.
Nice. Mike.
Yeah, do the mechanics Mondays, where right now I'm doing kind of looks at heart, trying to figure out the mechanics of it. Like last week I was just doing like an overview of healing, so I was like, oh yeah, because I was curious like how good of an idea would it be to like try to use major fallout as a way to get rid of stress, and it's actually kind of terrible. You don't want to do it because then you get to like critical stress or critical fallout, and then you die. But yeah, no. So we do looks into right now. It's heart. It's been in the past. It's been Flames of Freedom, Zweihander. So yeah, check us out on our Patreon.
Awesome. Steven, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow I will be on Steam Steel and Murder playing some Shadowrun with at least one of the people in this group, possibly 2, but not likely to. We will be using the champion system. Bert will be DMing. It should be fun. Come and join us. That'll be same time as this game, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Very nice. Jeremy, got Patreon I think you want to plug?
Sure. Aaron Race on Patreon. You've got comics, art, RPG assets, maps. It's a good time.
Very cool. For myself, twitch.tv/lollygaggers. Let's see. Monday, you can catch myself, Chuck, Jeremy, as we're playing through Holler for Savage Worlds. Really fun game, Appalachian Apocalypse. Next Friday, I'm not sure what we're doing. Maybe more Death in Space, maybe something else, probably just some one-shot thing. And then next Saturday in the afternoon, when we normally play, you can catch me and Steven playing in One Ring 2nd Edition. And I'll be in a bunch of these other games that they've mentioned already. Adam, close it down, your stream.
Yeah, so I'm Adam with Grim and Perilous Studios. We, on this channel, will be streaming next on Tuesday, as we'll be playing Tiny Tina's. Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Central, as we have various members of the studio join in and just do some team building, playing some video games. And then the next thing on this channel will be a venture Chuck is running on Saturday, and that's going to be the Fallout 2D20 system. Yeah, so we're going to try that out, and see what it's all about. I myself am a big fan of the Fallout series, so much so that post-apocalyptic quickly became my favorite setting in the 90s when I discovered Fallout 2. Can't go full hipster. I didn't start with Fallout 1, but I started with 2. And
It's still close enough. I started with 3.
So the thing is that I have been creating a post-apocalyptic setting for the Zweihander system for a few years now, and COVID interrupted that a little bit, but we're very close to being done. And if you want to see more information about that, then you can check out the Patreon that also Mike does the Mechanics Mondays for. And people who are patrons also get discounts on our products as we release them, and early access views and all sorts of neat stuff like that. So check it out. Other than that, I think that's all I have to plug.
All right, well, I think we're done then. Thanks for everyone playing tonight. Thanks for all you hung out. Thanks for the bits. We should probably do something with those. I think we were doing something with this, but we forgot. I'll go back.
D10s.
You made a pun.
Yeah, we get extra D10s, but yeah, I wasn't.
Oh, that's
keeping
right.
track.
Yeah. I think I had 4 at one point, and yeah, we can go back and take a look.
Yeah, I saw 4.
Yeah. But thank you for that. I do not thank Melissa for forcing me to make a pun and enjoy it. It's not worth thanking. But anyway, yeah, we won't be back in 2 weeks for this game, as I will unfortunately be out of town. So it'll be 4 weeks actually before we play Heart, which sucks. But it's honestly, I kind of need it. Yeah. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.